wondered, the old adage that you improve the most between game 1 and game 2 for the Tigers. We certainly hope that's the case tonight. We see some improvement with the offense and certainly the defense.
Oh, absolutely. And I think you kind of got from the interview last week with Coach Gray that you learned so much from that first game. And sometimes do we have kids maybe in the wrong position? Where can we put them to have better success, stuff like that. So I know they have switched a few positions up. I'm sure they put a lot of tweaks in both the offense and the defense. But you can say Southwest Valley has been able to do the same thing since they played
and they're coming
Panorama
off a
last
really
week.
Really good victory over Panorama last week, and we'll get into all that. But, yeah, it works not just for Red Oak. It works for all the teams. But you're right. The vast majority of high school teams across state Iowa is starting their regular season tonight. So it will have a full slate of games, and we'll get into those, too. We're going to kind of highlight here in our pregame show some of those other matchups tonight. But we'll have a good contest here tonight in Red Oak. Aaron, what do you think? You got anything to add to the pregame here? You got everything under control with the video and audio?
I think we're all up and running at the moment, so I'm happy at the moment. You guys are doing a great job with commentary.
Aaron does such a good job. It's like you're a multi-dimensional video, audio type guy down there. We've got all these cameras and stuff. But one thing we'll notice, folks, we have a different camera use this year. If you've watched a lot of our past, we've had to shoot through the window, which is glare. We have a little bit different camera now. It cuts down on that a little bit.
So Red Oak is one of the few stadiums that on the home side you're looking into the sun when it sets. You're looking west and you're looking right at the sun, and it does cause a bit of a glare issue, even with this system a little bit. Nothing like it has been in the past. But hey, one other thing, Matt, I would remind people tomorrow morning, the KCSI Sunshine Tailgate, a little after 8 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Tailgate Saturday, our Saturday morning football show where we recap high school football Friday nights, and then we talk, and then we'll actually have some college games we'll talk about. There's a limited number of college games. The big one, I guess, locally is Northwest Missouri State kicks off their season tomorrow, so we'll talk about that. Bill Billings and Derek O'Neill and yourself and a host of other people. We have a few call-ins and stuff. So, yeah, absolutely. That's what, 8 o'clock?
8 o'clock. We'll be a little after 8.
Mm-hmm. And we might even have Brett Eubank on there at some point.
At some point we may pull Brett in
there. Maybe next week.
You better do it sooner than later. My season starts the 12th of September. And all my Saturdays will be booked for about 2 months.
Because you coach, Brett. You coach the youth, the little kiddos you coach.
Yeah, I get the Rugrats. We get the 4th, 5th, and 6th grade tackle, so I got a junior team, 4th and 5th graders.
How long have you been doing that, Brett?
Oh, I don't.
Do you want to admit that?
I don't know if I want to do that. Probably since 15 years, maybe.
Yeah.
You're talking about the JVA tackle football program.
The tackle football program, and
so I know you've got quite a few kids out, a good number out, and that's such an important program. To have all towns have to have and need a program like that to help get these young people, many times their first experience with football and get them used to those things and try to develop them into the high school players, but. And I think they're being honored tonight, are they not? They're going to be here at halftime?
Yeah, we're actually going to do the YMCA flag football, and also the tackle football is going to get recognized tonight. Yeah, but I know pretty much all the Red Oak varsity players this year that are on our team played JVA football.
And they might have come up also through the YMCA, and that's kind of what you want. You want that development to go through. So anyway, we're here at Benda Field pregame prior to the Southwest Valley versus Red Oak game. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back, and we'll start breaking down the game tonight. back at Bend the Field prior to the Road Tiger versus Southwest Valley Timberwolves game. Matt Davis, Brett Eubank, Aaron West here on the call for tonight's game. Brett, tell us a little bit about this Southwest Valley Timberwolves team comes into Bend the Field tonight.
Well, they're being coached by Keegan Longenbaugh. Last week, they had a good result playing over in Corning there. Beat Panorama 35-18. And I think when it comes down to the offense, one name is probably the one who really sticks out, and that would be senior quarterback number 1, Wyatt Shires. I mean, as far as passing goes, he was 5 of 10. I think he passed for like 55 yards, but the big thing was him running. He had 16 carries for 149 yards. And so at this point, I think he pretty much started as a freshman, so it feels like he's been there forever.
Well, I was thinking last year's game, he wasn't a starter for some reason, started it due to injury. He had a phenomenal game.
I think he had injury, so he did not play last year. And so I think that was the issue. And then, he was able to play later on the year. But
I mean, he's not a big kid. He's listed at 5'8", 165, but my guess is he's, from my recall, he's elusive and very makes good decisions with the ball and passing, and so that's what you want out of your quarterback.
Yeah, and probably the other person on offense we're going to really focus on number 7. He's the senior, Walker Bissell. He also had 15 carries, not quite for as many, 81 yards, and he also went out for pass quite a bit. But their leading receiver is also actually another senior. His name, Carson Cooper, number 13. He had 3 catches for 26 yards. And I think what really sticks out with the offense there, the Timberwolves, is that for on offense, they ran the ball 43 times for 275 yards, and they only passed 10 times.
Yeah.
So, for them, they run first, they run second, they might even run third, and every once in a while they may just decide they get tired of running and try a pass play. So it's really going to be on the Tigers to contain that run. And what's kind of unique with their offense, at least what we saw, at least what I was able to see on film this week for the game versus Panorama, is their running backs, and I'm just seeing them warm up now, they go out of shotgun, but they're really far back. The quarterback is almost 8 yards back, and then the tailback is actually about another 5 yards behind that. So very deep setbacks compared to what you normally see. But in some ways, if you got a playmaker like that, you want to get him out in space. Let him use his vision to really kind of pick those holes out there.
In last week's game here in Bend the Field, Riverside had, I think, only had 27 total plays, offensive plays in the game, and 24 of them were run plays.
Yeah, and what Riverside really did, they did a lot of misdirection. They had a lot of eye candy to try to get the defense looking different directions. And I would say Riverside really has some good team speed. And I think what we're going to see from the Timberwolves is going to be just a lot of number 1 and number 7. So there won't be as many necessarily weapons, but like I said, the Tigers are really going to have to contain those two to have a chance tonight.
And just from what we see, pregame moments, they look like they got good size on their offensive line, some athletic kids in that size with the Casey Jones kid and Ethan Johnson, those in particular, 2 guys on that line that not only had size but some athleticism to them. And you mentioned last week that Riverside necessarily wasn't a big line, but they were very, very quick.
They were very, very quick, and I tell you what, they played fast. So not only were they fast, but they played fast. And I think that was actually one of the issues that the Tigers had last week on the line. You just kind of had a lot of new starters, but you also, with a brand new system, if the play call comes a little bit different, you're too busy thinking, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Which kind of ends up slowing you down. And so hopefully the Tigers are a little bit more focused tonight and be able to play faster. And so some of that is also going to see as Southwest Valley, if they're able to kind of be able to play fast, it actually kind of multiplies the speed that they may have.
Getting away from the actual on-field a little bit more to the mental component of the game. I mean, if you're a Southwest Valley player, Brett, you come here, your school is not lost forever, at least in what we see with the Varsity Bond era. Does that give you confidence? Does that put extra pressure on you? How does that work for you?
Oh, I think it gives you confidence, absolutely, because they know how to win the close games against Red Oak so far. So even if you're going into the fourth quarter, you got a tied game, they've all seen it. They haven't experienced a loss. They've experienced close games where they haven't experienced a loss. So, they have that confidence if it's a close game to be able to, finish it off. And so, right now the Tigers need to prove that they're able to do that. Yeah. So in some ways, if it's really close in the fourth quarter, come down to that, we hope the Tigers don't get a little case of the yips, get a little tight there, feeling they really need to do this because they haven't done it before.
Well, let's do this. Let's take a break. We'll come back, and then we'll talk a little about the Red Oak Tigers. We'll be right back at Bend the Field after these messages. been to field here prior to the Red Oak Tigers Southwest Valley Timberwolves game. We were kind of talking through the teams here. We just talked about Southwest Valley. Brett, give us the scoop here on the Red Oak Tigers.
Well, the Red Oak Tigers last week, they lost to Riverside 56-6. Pretty much the leaders on offense for the Tigers was pretty much all Jackson Purdue. He passed 5 of 11 for 80 yards, including the big strike to Mr. Dylan Ryberg, probably good
Great
for
catch.
at least 50, 60 yards there. Great catch by him. Almost ran it all the way down. Eventually the Tigers were able to punch it in. But Jackson also ran for he rushed it 20 times for 78 yards. And pretty much what the Tigers struggled on offense a little bit. I think they only had like a total of about 201 yards of offense. And that's something that, Coach Gray mentioned that, hey, that has to be a lot better. We got to be able to sustain drives. And I know there has been probably a few changes on the line. And some of it now is just having the kids get more comfortable with the new system. And so that way, kind of talked earlier about being able to play fast. And so, if they can stop the thinking where it just kind of becomes instinctual, they know already if there's an audible call, hey, that's what I have to do, not opposed to, hey, I got to think about it. Wait, am I getting the linebacker? Am I taking the D tackle here? Am I letting go? Am I pulling here? And so hopefully the kids just with another extra week in that go through a lot of film there and actually kind of tighten some of that stuff up. So hopefully the Tigers do have some size in the line. It's just at some point you really got to get used to leaning on that other team and, imposing your will.
And one thing I think, Brett, is, we have seen a different, at least I have, from last year's offense. More of an I formation was almost exclusively used by the Tigers last week. And I think they need to get some playmakers. They need to find some playmakers other than Jackson to get some running game, get some yards out of the running back, tailbacks would be really helpful to the game tonight. So.
Oh, absolutely. It's just one of those things you just can't be very singular. You have to be able to be multiple. That way, everybody just can't key on one person. Then suddenly, like last week, you had Riverside. They walked basically 8 guys up to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
They had 4 men on the line, and their linebackers were also right on the line there. And so that really makes it tough for your blocking assignments because for the most part, offensive line then is always outnumbered.
Yeah.
So the Tigers need to prove that they can get it outside.
But we're talking about offense, but reality for me tonight, the difference is going to have to be if the Tigers are going to make a progression. It's going to be in that defensive end, the defensive side of the ball because let's say they had some short fields and some turnovers that work against them, but they didn't get a defensive stop last week against Riverside. They're going to need to shore up on the defensive side tonight.
No, absolutely. It's all about kind of assignments. And I think, with it kind of a new defensive philosophy, kids are still thinking kind of, I sense a theme here, just being able to play a little bit faster. And I think some of the kids kind of realize if they haven't had a lot of varsity experience, hey, we need to up the level of our play. We need to up our intensity. In some ways, last week it seemed like the Tigers were a little flat, if that's kind of the term you want to use. So it's one of those things that really need to bring the emotions because defense is so much about emotion too.
Well, one of the things that jumped out at me when I looked at defense stats and if they're accurate on Versman, no TFLs and no sacks for entire defense last week. And I think that's got to change tonight if they're going to have some success.
Well, it's all about who owns the line of scrimmage. Yeah. And so if you're the Tigers, the Tiger defense, you have to impose your will and actually start trying to live in the backfield of the Timberwolves, or else if you're not able to do that, you're just going to see more of what you had last week.
So we're in agreement on it. TFLs and some sacks tonight.
TFLs, yep.
Get them on defense tonight. And then, looking at, just overall from the game concept, last week, Aaron, and this for you too, it's almost before we could even settle in, it was 3 touchdowns down. I think for me, Brett, that first quarter is so critical for the Tigers tonight for morale purposes that they have some success in that first quarter and they're in the game at the end of the first quarter.
Oh, it's going to sound so cliche with this, but you got to start fast.
Yeah.
You set the tone. You got to set the tone for the rest of the game. And I know one of them, we had a fumble, a turnover interception, but we also had a muff pump snap, when suddenly for Riverside, they only had to go 5 yards to get their second touchdown. So for the Tigers, we're not really at this point built to come back from a big deficit. So we're a little bit more deliberate in what we do on offense. So it's really important to get that momentum going early.
Yeah, and the third component of every game, offense, defense, is special teams. We saw Red Oak, give up the punt return last week, and those. you get more yardage changes on those special teams plays. The kicker, Riverside, was kicking everything in the end zone last week, and you got a kicker like that, you're going to be going 80 yards on every drive. But I think that's another component of the game. Now, I don't think you have to be outstanding, but you got to be solid, not give up big plays, and make sure you make the solid play on punting and kicks when you need to. And we're also got a capable kicker with Pace Shelley. Hopefully he gets an opportunity to kind of use that strong leg, get some balls through the uprights tonight.
No, it's just a lot of it. I know Coach Gray talked about it last week in our post game. We got to clean some stuff up, and so some of those we got to limit those big mistakes, those big turnovers, because they are such momentum killers. And also you got to put the pressure on the Timberwolves to see if they maybe make some of those mistakes as well.
Well, the crowd is filing in, and by what we look like, it's going to be a pretty good-sized crowd. A beautiful night for high school football. If you're still at home or debating whether to get out here or to whatever game you might be in your area and watch it, because it is a beautiful night for high school football. And the kids are back in school. It looks like the student section is going to be filled up. The band is here, so we're going to have a lot of excitement here at Bend the Field. Let's take a break, and we'll come right back up. Going to be in shotgun formation. Like you mentioned pregame, that's a deep position on that shotgun. Brings the receiver in motion. Quarterbacker up the middle. He's going to be stopped short. Good job there by the Tigers. He's going to be 3 or 4 yards short there. Hayden Jones in on a tackle. Jackson Purdue in on a tackle.
Yeah, and Sergio Villanueva was able to clean that up. And so it's going to leave Timberwolves a 4th and 4. And so this is kind of risky if you want to go for it this close into into your own end. But we'll kind of see what they're able to do here.
Tigers are dropping Fisher back in a punt returner here. T-Wolves are shuffling players in and out here. Seems to be some confusion there on the T-Wolves, but their lineup, it looks like they're going to line up in a punt here. I believe that would probably be Ethan Johnson back to punt for the T-Wolves.
And it looks like Hudson Fisher for the Tigers might have been the one to run back to receive here.
Snap there. Johnson gets the punt away. It's going to land at 45. Fisher picks it up, falls on it, and it'll be at the 37-yard line. And there's going to be a flag. And I think this is going to be a late hit or some sort of –
yeah, because it looked like he was already on the ground, and in high school, it's dead as soon as you got it on the ground, and the guys kind of came into it. It was just kind of a tough hop there for Hudson Fisher. He was able to think it was just going to get the hop and be able to grab it, and it kind of bounced right over his head. It took a big hop on him. So
that would be a 15-yarder?
I believe so. Unnecessary roughness is that what they're calling, or a late hit.
That'll be a big penalty. Let's see what the referee's called. He has got a sideline warning.
The sideline in front.
I think that was against Coach Bruce. Coach Bruce was down there protecting his player, pointing out that tackle, and the referee decided to throw a flag on that than the play. So it'll be a warning, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the 36. Second possession here for the Tigers. 6:10 to go in the first quarter. No score. Tigers and T-Wolves here at Bend Field in Red Oak. Jackson Purdue, shotgun formation. And it is Roby in fullback, power I formation. Purdue with a snap up the middle. Tough yardage brought down after a 2 or 3 yard gain. Brought down there by number 54, Griffin Wetzel.
No, I think what you've really seen for the Tigers now is that they've really been able to get positive yards every time they run. It's one of those things, they're not losing yards. So even if you're only getting a yard or two, like I said, this offense isn't really built to come from behind when it comes to yardage situations. One of those things they always talk about, trying to stay on schedule. And so far the Tigers have been doing that.
2nd and 7 for the Tigers at their 38-yard line. Purdue shotgun formation, power I, receiver each side. Southwest showing the blitz here. Purdue's going to keep it up the middle. Picks up 2 or 3 yards.
Looked like a little confusion there in the backfield. Looks like they were trying to cross. Kind of looked like it was kind of a little bit of his own read, and it looked like Roby and Purdue actually kind of ran into each other a little bit. But Purdue was still able to get some good yards, making it about 3rd and 5 for the Tigers.
3rd and 5 here. You got a pass run option here. You got to think something maybe a roll out here with Purdue going either side here with that option run or pass here. Tigers' second possession game here, coming out with that power I formation, receivers wide each side. T-Wolves in their kind of 4-5 defense with 2 guys in the secondary. Purdue looking over to scene here, takes a snap, toss, pitch a free cuts in. There's nothing there. Met there, good tackle there for loss. Trying to get the number on that.
Looks like number 11 Jake Brandt was able to come up from his linebacker position and really blow up the play there for the Tigers.
And Caden Greenwald also, I believe, in on that. So 3 and out there for the Tigers. They'll be punting here, and it will be 4th and 8. Pace Shelley back to punt. Back deep for the T-Wolves is Walker Bissell. Shelley standing at about the 25-yard line. Good snap. Rugby-style kick. It's away. It's going to take a hop and land and a little bit of a bounce down to the 36-yard line. So Southwest Valley will start their second offensive series from their 36-yard line. I think we'll keep it right here as the teams and everyone just keeps on rolling here, guys. Big night of high school football, Brett. Hard to think that high school football's here. And this is our second game. We're in August.
I know. It's crazy there. I mean,
football season will be done by Labor Day. Just teasing.
Well, let's hope not.
Just teasing.
Just
teasing.
What was that, Matt? Football season is
they keep starting football season earlier and earlier. We're going to have 4th of July games in a couple of years.
Well, this has come from Matt, the basketball man.
That's right.
He's just
you can
looking
never
forward to that.
The basketball, is just the opposite. It's over in a blink of the eye. But here we are, Friday night. Great night for football. T-Wolves, second possession here. Shires in shotgun formation. Single tailback. Shires now with the snap. Run up the middle. Nothing there. Tackled for loss. loss of play there. Dylan Ryberg, Dylan wave in on that tackle.
No, look, Dylan was able to come from that left defensive end there. He was able to crash in, and it was good on him. He just kind of broke down. He didn't try to get too far forward to try to, be able to get faked out. And, big loss, big play for the Tigers and loss of about, looks like 3 yards.
Yeah, we mentioned last week, no tackle for losses, no sacks. Not this week. Good play there by the Tigers. 2nd and 13, the ball is at 34 of the T-Wolves. Shires in that deep shotgun formation, takes a snap, pass out here to the side, and picked up by Jackson Purdue. He's going to LA 10-5. Touchdown, Tigers.
That was a great read. It looked like they were trying to do a quick pass out on the right side, and Jackson Purdue kind of came up from his linebacker position. He was able to jump the route, and big play by the Tigers. You always talk about those big plays, those turnovers. Last week the Tigers had an interception there, and this week the Tigers are getting the benefit of the interception and scoring here real quick. Great momentum builder right here.
Jackson Purdue steps in front of that and takes it to the house. Tigers on the board, first 6-0, and they're going to go for the extra point here. Shelley out, so Tigers strike first tonight. 3:33 to go in the first quarter. Tigers 6, T-Wolves nothing. Shelley now on for the extra point kick. Purdue will hold. First passing attempt for the T-Wolves goes the other way with the Tiger interception for the touchdown. Shelley, Purdue, snap, hold, kick, up, and it is good. 3:33 to go in the first quarter. Red Oak Tigers 7, South Valley Timberwolves. Shelley, Purdue, snap, hold, kick, up, and it is good. 3:33 to go in the first quarter. Red Oak Tigers 7, South Valley Timberwolves.
Two, one.
Back at Bend the Field, Red Oak Tigers on the board with a Jackson Purdue. I think we'll give him a 33-yard interception return for the touchdown. Tigers up 7-0. Brett, great start. We talked about the Tigers getting off to a better start. They've done that.
Oh, absolutely. You get Big Mo going for you there, the momentum there, and the Tigers really didn't have that the first game at all. So, that really puts that pep in your step. Let's see if the Tigers can stay energized for going back on defense right after this.
And we've had a few internet issues, folks, so hang in there with us. If we get a little a break there, we're working on internet, and we'll get it resolved as quickly as we can. Shelley here with a kick. Short kick. It's going to go out of bounds. That's going to draw a flag, and T-Wolves are going to get good field position there.
Yeah, it looks like it went out about the 36-yard line. I don't know if it's just one of those things got under it a little bit, but –
so that, those we've seen so often how the kicking game can be advantageous to that field position. And with that kick out of bounds, that will be 35, 40-yard start here for the T-Wolves?
Yeah, it looks like they'll be starting, I believe, where it went out of bounds. If it would have gone out down by the end zone, it would have come up.
So
but I think when it's close enough there, it just goes to where it went out of bounds.
So if so, it looks like they're going to spot it at the T-Wolf 39, 40-yard line here. I'm not sure the referee is –
yeah, we were signaling it, yep.
Off.
Oh, so it actually goes up another 5 yards from that. So it looks like
he was signaling this motion.
I think illegal procedure because it went out of bounds.
So really good field position here for the T-Wolves. They'll take 45-yard at their own 43-yard line here to start this series. Shires in shotgun formation, single tailback. Shires with the hand of Bissell. Blown up there again. The Tigers all over that. Dalton Free in there. Damian Roby in there as well.
No, those linebackers for the Tigers really flowed through. They saw the gaps in there, and they're able to take advantage of it. So you can tell these Tiger defenders are fired up.
Yeah, boy, that's a second tackle for loss on the night for the Tigers. Again, nothing last week on the stat sheet, already a couple there for the Tigers tonight. So it's 2nd and 13 for the T-Wolves at their 40-yard line.
Well, maybe start to see so far the Timberwolves really haven't been able to run up the middle. We'll see if they start probing the outsides a little bit more.
Shires now under center on this play. I formation, one receiver each side. Shires now with a give to Bissell. Bissell with a lead. Good run. He's a good go. He breaks through 30, 40. He might go. No flags. He will go. Touchdown. T-Wolves just like that. They're back on the board. They went with a different formation look there, Aaron, and they busted for a touchdown.
No, I think what they really did is they sucked the Red Oak linebackers right into the middle there, and they were able to kind of run off the left tackle there between the tackle and the tight end, and they were able to kick out the Tiger defensive end there and left a big hole there, and they were able to go for pay dirt there.
Walker Bissell, I'm going to give him a 58-yard run there. T-Wolves right back at the Tigers, pick him up and lay him down on that touchdown run, and just like that, it's 7-6. T-Wolves going for the extra point here to tie this game up. Ethan Johnson. But, just from the kickoff there, they had good field position. Tigers stuffed them, and then a little change of the formation on offensively, and they hit pay dirt here. Johnson now is going to try to tie the game up. Snap, hold, kick up, and it is good. So a 2:42 to go in the first quarter. Now it's all tied up. Red Oak 7, Southwest Valley 7 will be back at Bend the field here in the first quarter. It's Southwest Valley 7, Red Oak 7. T-Wolves just scoring on a 58-yard touchdown run right after Tigers had scored on an interception return, and the T-Wolves now be kicking off. Ethan Johnson with a good deep kick picked up by Free at the 15, out to the 20, 25, out to about the 28-yard line. Red Oak will start there with this offensive series. So, Brett, good job by the Red Oak defense there in that first with the pick six, and then giving up that long run and right back to square here at 7-7.
No, we'll see if the Tigers, they need to kind of, maintain at least to get a couple first downs here, just so they're not punting out of their own end here. You don't want to really give up any of the momentum you had from the interception there. You can move the ball. You just got to have that confidence to be able to do it.
1st and 10 here for the Tigers at their 28-yard line. Jackson Purdue in shotgun formation, power I formation, bringing Sloan out here wide left, short side and smearing notice. Purdue now takes the snap, dropping back, looking to pass. It's going to be incomplete, looking for Ryberg, I believe, in a flat there. Well contended there by Greenwolf for the T-Wolves.
No, it looks like that time it's almost like the Timberwolves kind of expected the pass. Normally they've been sending so many guys up, but they ended up dropping about 6 guys into coverage there.
2nd and 10 for the Tigers there. 2:35 to go, first quarter, 7-7 here at Bend the field tonight. Purdue looking for the signal in from the coaches here.
It's kind of funny looking down in the stands. They're doing the same thing we are. We're shielding our shielding our eyes from the sun there to be able to get a better good view.
About 20 minutes from perfect viewing perspective here, with that sun still up in the sky a little bit. Purdue now 2nd and 10 here, shotgun formation, power I, dropping back with a pitch to the running back. Big good yardage there, picks up maybe 5-6 yards before he's brought down there by number 7, which is Walker Bissell.
No, it just kind of faked almost made it look like a passing situation and brought Roby right up the middle there. But able to get make it 3rd and manageable. Looks like, about 3rd and 6 yards here. So hopefully the Tigers will be able to come up with a big play here to get the first down.
Riddle converted a couple of 3rd down conversions on their first series of the game here, but they've got a 3rd and a long 6 here. At their 32, line to make is about the 30, just about the 38-yard line. It's Purdue in the shotgun formation here. Power I takes a snap, dropping back, looking under pressure. Now he's flushed out of the pocket. Beyond the chase, gets it rid of it to Ryberg, and Ryberg is brought down there. Good tackle there. Not much there. Maybe back line of scrimmage. Looked like I can't see who that was. Maybe it was number 37. Hoyt Mendenhall in tackle. Good job by T-Wolves. And I'll bring the Tigers to a punting formation here on 4th and 7.
No, they were able to get pressure on Purdue right away, so his receivers really didn't have any time to get out there. He kind of rolled out to try to get what he could. Ryberg really wasn't able to get anything out there.
I think Tigers need to be careful on this punt because Pace has gone to the right side of that rugby style the last couple times, and I think Timberwolves are wise to that here. But snap is low. Kick is away. Pace gets it away. The ball is going to settle in at the 40 and bounce, take a backwards bounce. The Tigers are going to land at the 46-yard line. So T-Wolves with good field position again here to start this series for them offensively. 7-7, 106 to go in the first quarter here. And you get kind of sense here in this ebb and flow of the game for the Tigers. Brett, they get up 7-0, give it a long run here, and you kind of want to, like we said, just for the Tigers, hang around, hang in there. Good first quarter here. Just extend the game. Try to get this in the fourth quarter. Give yourself a chance to win here. And the T-Wolves here now are going to come out in that same formation they had on that touchdown. Shires is now under center of the power I formation to give to Bissell. Bissell busted outside. Smirnios is trying to get him, and he's going to bring him down not till after 11-yard run. That's a first down. I think that formation is a little bit of a different wrinkle for them, giving the Tigers a problem there, Brett.
Well, this time instead of running up the middle, those Red Oak linebackers right now are pretty aggressive. They had some success up the middle. Now that the Timberwolves are starting to probe the outsides a little bit.
Well, Shires has moved under center, too.
Yes. And so, therefore, it's going to be up to the Tigers, the defensive ends, to really start containing some of those plays. And that the Tigers need to kind of play a little bit more heads up and not trying to cheat in the middle.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line. T-Wolves sticking with that now. Again, exclusively Shires was in shotgun the first couple series, but the last two series he's been under center now. Takes it and gives to Bissell. Bissell eluding some tackle before he brought down there after about 3 or 4 yard gain.
No, and it looks like Oliver Dykes was kind of in on there along with, I believe, Hayden Jones was in there to be able to make the tackle there. They only gained about a yard and a half on that one. So Tigers really did their job on that defensive line to be able to limit
2nd and 8 here. I think the T-Wolves are going to let this clock tick down in the first quarter. I don't think they're going to run another play here. We're under 8 seconds ago. Yeah, they're just going to run this clock down here. They're not going to play. So, they're running up there like they want to. I think they were a little late to do that. So that will be the end of the buzzer there. And in the first quarter, it's Tigers 7, T-Wolves 7.
Two, one.
Back here at Bend the Field, Tigers 7, T-Wolves 7. Timberly Bentley, what we got with passing for Purdue?
We got 2 out of 5 completions.
And then rush yards, what Purdue has. 5 rushes.
5 rush yards, yep.
For
28 yards.
Okay, so Tigers moving the ball, passing and offensively tonight. And we're here now with Southwest Valley with the ball, though. 2nd and 9 at the Tiger 42-yard line. And Coach Longenbaugh has moved to this under center snap almost exclusively now here with Shires under center, power I formation. Rolling out, and he's got some yardage, but cuts back outside in pursuit, gets around the defender down to 30, knocked out of bounds. Nice run there by Mr. Wyatt Shires to avoid some Tigers and pick up a first down before dancing out of bounds.
Yeah, it looks like Smirniotis and Hudson Fisher were able to push him out of bounds. But you really had Caleb Ryberg there on the end. He made a good initial move to try to keep him inside, but I tell you what, Shires, was able to kind of juke him out, get him going inside, and so he was able to run outside on that. So
Shires had 150 yards running last week, so he's a good runner there. We saw it. Picks up that first down inside now the Tigers' 30-yard line, 29-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Now Shires back in a shotgun formation, single back set. Snap to Bissell. Bissell mix. First guy missed. Busts outside. He's got some open room. Cuts it back inside. He might go. Mixes another tackle down to the, we'll call it the 6, 7-yard line. Nice run there by Walker Bissell.
Yeah, Jackson Purdue was able to make the tackle to save that from a touchdown. What he was able to do is kind of, the Timberwolves were able to crash down on the defensive end there on the left side of the formation, then just able to use the speed and kind of get outside.
The ball is going to be placed at the – don't have the yard marker line up there yet. At the 7, so a 22-yard run there by Bissell. First and goal for the T-Wolves at the 7-yard line for the T-Wolves, knocking on the door here, trying to take the lead. Shires now in shotgun formation. Bissell behind him and tailback. Snap to Shires high. He corrals it. He's going to go outside. Inside with a flag on the play. Tigers get the tackle, bring him down about the 4, but we do have a flag here, Brett.
Yeah, it looks like Oliver Dykes was able to make the tackle there on the far side, but we'll see what the flag is here.
Not sure. Holding. This is the second time the official hasn't pointed. He's made the call, but he doesn't point to which team.
Looks like it's going to be on the Timberwolves there as he's talking to Hayden Jones, asking him what they want to do with the penalty. Looks like Coach Gray is signaling from the sideline, take them back, take them back. So
the referee finally points to who is on. It is on a T-Wolves, so it'll be marched off there. So this will push a 10-yard penalty back against the T-Wolves, push them back to the 17. So it'll be first and goal at the 17 for the T-Wolves.
Now, kind of a big break there for the Tigers. See if they can kind of take advantage of this of the penalty there. Again, Shires is going under center again.
Power I formation. Tigers showing blitz. Pitch out to Bissell. Bissell's got some room. Cuts it back inside. Got a blocker. Ryberg misses the tackle in there, but Hayden Jones cleans it up. But not until after a good run there by Bissell. Down inside, gets almost all that penalty yardage back there.
No, it looks like the Timberwolves has kind of shown right now they're going to really start running the outside. They've had a lot of success there, or earlier on they weren't able to run up the middle. So we'll see if the Tigers make any sort of adjustments, maybe moving some of those linebackers outside a little bit.
T-Wolves haven't thrown the ball other than the pick 6 tonight. Everything has been on the ground so far. 10:24 to go here in the second quarter, 7-all, but the T-Wolves are knocking on the door for a touchdown here. It's second and goal. The ball is spotted about, I'll say, the actually 9-yard line here. So now I say that T-Wolves go trips formation. They go double wide each side, no back. They're going to call a timeout here. I think some confusion. They got down the time clock there, and Brett, they're going to have to burn a timeout. Let's keep it right here.
No, I think they're going for the little trickeration there. They're trying to, but sometimes you you start the 4 wides on the right side, then suddenly you move them over, and if you don't get the play in enough, quick enough, you just don't have time to be able to run the play. So they were able to call the timeout before they took the 5-yard penalty. So sometimes you don't, you want to get a little fancy here, but sometimes you just got to use what got you down there. So We'll see if the Timberwolves just kind of continue to go outside.
If it ain't broke, don't mess with it, because T-Wolves have been pretty potent on the ground game here so far in this game here. And Tigers, we have seen some good things defensively from the Tigers tonight. We've seen some tackle for losses. Other than, I suppose, the long run they've given up, they've done a fairly solid job on the ground here, but they're going to be tested right here with this second and goal at the 9-yard line.
And you wonder if just even in this situation, if this is kind of 4-down territory for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, you'd think it probably would be. So T-Wolves out now from their timeout. They're going to go with Shires in shotgun formation. And it looks like they have back at the fullback is Hoyt Mendenhall at tailback.
And they got 4 wides out there.
4 wides. And here we go. High snap. Shires going to keep it rolling to the right. Looking. Pass is going to be the catch it inbounds. Yes, he did. Touchdown pass there to Walker Bissell. Nice roll out there. Kept his feet in bounds. T-Wolves go on top.
No, just kind of probably the play they were looking to run last time when they had to call the timeout. Just the Tigers just had man coverage all the way around, and Shires was able to throw a really good ball there to just get it right before he went out of bounds. But good play for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, Bissell's able to catch the ball and keep the feet in bounds. Nice play there by a young man. 13-7 T-Wolves on top here. Ethan Johnson now with the extra point attempt for the T-Wolves. So T-Wolves come right back after being down 7-0. They put the next 13 now, trying to go for 14 points on the board. Snap, hold, kick up, and it is good. 9:58 to go in the second quarter. It is Southwest Valley 14,
2, 1.
Back at Bend the Field here, 9:58 to go in the second quarter. It's Southwest Valley 14, Red Oak 7. Tigers broke on top with a Jackson Purdue interception return, but the T-Wolves have come back with 2 touchdowns here to take control of the game here, and they will be kicking off now. Ethan Johnson to the Tigers, Hudson Fisher and Dalton Free back deep for the Tigers. And the kick is away down the middle. It's going to be picked up front by Sains Sloan, 35. He's going to take out about the 39-yard line before he's brought down there. So good field position for the Tigers here to start their first second quarter possession.
No, it'll be something here so they can kind of take advantage of this, because I think it's really imperative for the Tigers here to kind of march down, take up maybe a good 5-6 minutes and go ahead and get down and score here.
If not points, at least flip the field position a little bit here with this offensive series. So Tigers here with Jackson Purdue, their senior quarterback, 5'10" 185-pounder. He will be at quarterback. Bryberg out there, Sloan out there. Some tall receivers for the Tigers, Mary Notice. And then they got Free at tailback here. So shotgun formation for Purdue, power I formation, receiver each side. T-Wolves not showing blitz. Snap to, give to up front to Hudson Fisher. Good yardage. Good blocking there by the Tigers line. Picks up a good 6-7 yards just right up the middle.
No, and it looks like we've had a change on the offensive line for the Tigers. It looks like Gonzalez has come out and Purdue has actually come in there now. So kind of, it looks like they're switching out on that right tackle there.
Good blocking in there by Brody Hughes and Davis Mayberry. Opened some holes there for that run there for Fisher. Second, and we'll call it a long 4 here. Shotgun formation, Purdue. Power I. Give to Fisher again. Fisher reads it well. He's going to be close to that first down. I think if they have a good mark here, they'll get it. And I think they're going to give it to him. Nice little off-tackle run there by Hudson Fisher, and it's going to be 1st and 10. Tigers pick up a first down. Are they not moving the chains? They're going to say short?
Oh, no, they're moving them now.
Yeah, I think the mark was the first down. So
yeah, it looks like we got the guy in the middle finally motioned for him to come over. So first down for the Tigers. Looks like on the
who's running our chains? We got speaking of who is our chain gang over there? Do we know who those guys are over there?
Well,
I'm orange shorts.
Well, I'm
orange
sure
shirts?
they're 4 good people. They're outstanding citizens to be able to go out there and volunteer.
Red Oak guys over there manning the chains. We'll have to get their names at halftime. Here we go. 1st and 10 at the 49. Purdue shotgun formation. Power I. Give to Free. Free gets across the 50 down about the 48-yard line. Good hard running there, but good job by the T-Wolves there to converge Bissell in on the tackle, as well as Griffin Wetzel. It's going to be 2nd and 8 for the Tigers.
No, and this is really what the Tigers need to do. Like I said before, they cannot fall behind schedule. You almost need positive plays every time. And so far the Tigers, since this whole entire possession, they've been able to really start to exert their will on the Timberwolves. We'll see if they can continue.
14-7 T-Wolves over the Tigers here, second quarter. Jackson Purdue at quarterback for the Tigers, 2nd and we'll call it 7. Ball's at the 48-yard line of T-Wolves. Purdue takes a snap, gives up the middle to Fisher. Nothing there. Good job by the T-Wolves there. Ethan Johnson in on that tackle for the T-Wolves, as well as Griffin Wetzel.
Now the Tigers trying to run left guard there, and the Timberwolves really just kind of crashed down on that, for no gain. So we'll see what the Tigers can do here on 3rd and 8, because I think it's really important for them. I think if they do get close to the first down, I think we'll see them go for it on 4th.
And speaking of the devil, there is our chain gang.
Yes, we have Tyler Penry, Jagger Bohr, David Ryberg, and Bill Hughes.
Those guys do a great job every week down there. They don't get run over, and they move the chains. That's important. 3rd and 8 here for Purdue. And he's going to roll left, cut it back up inside, cuts backside. He's going to pick up the first down, still on his feet, rumbling, stumbling, won't go down. He's down to the 35-yard line. Nice run there by Jackson Purdue.
No, that was good hard running. He was able to make a couple moves to break himself out. Then that last 5 yards was just him running kids over. So he would not be denied on that run. So great play by Purdue. The line was able to give him a good push, and Tigers are able to continue this drive at the 35-yard line, be looking to go for pay dirt here.
Good conversion there by the Tigers. We've seen them convert several 3rd downs so far here in the first half, and it's going to be 1st and 10 now at the 35. Purdue in shotgun formation, power I, receiver each side. T-Wolves in that kind of 4-4-3 defensive look, not showing blitz. Purdue takes the snap, Gives to Faree. Faree met there right at the line. Boy, nice job there by the T-Wolves. Again, that is, who's that, number 75? That's Casey Jones crashing down.
No, he has had several good plays. He's actually playing the defensive end on the right side, but him crashing down. Also there with number, I believe, 63, Ethan Johnston. They've both been able to kind of shut down that left side of the Tigers.
Good stop there by the T-Wolves. It'll be second, we'll call it 9 for the Tigers here. Ball just inside the 35-yard line on the T-Wolves side of the field. Tigers pretty much going with that shotgun formation, I formation. Receiver each side here. T-Wolves showing blitz, now backing, now bringing some runners. Purdue rolls out under pressure, gets the ball away, looking for Ryberg, couldn't get it tall. Ryberg tried to get his big paw up there to get it, but just couldn't corral it in, incomplete.
No, Tigers got kind of fortunate on that one with Ryberg kind of tipping it up in the air. Southwest Valley defender looked like maybe Mendenhall, number 37, was almost able to intercept that. So I think kind of the issue, we had a little bit of pressure on Jackson. He wasn't able to set his feet and get a good throw.
3rd and 9 here for the Tigers. Ball is at the 39-yard line of the T-Wolves. See what offensive coordinator, Coach Bruce dials up here. Tigers have converted several 3rd downs so far. See what they can get done here. Purdue now going to go shotgun formation, single back set. Fisher there with them. Receiver side, Purdue back looking, rolling now right. Going to look for a receiver. Brings it back to the other side. Can't find anybody. He just gets rid of it. Wise thing to do. He's under pressure. Incomplete. It'll be 4th down. He's looking for Smeary Notice going deep. Was covered. Had nothing on the backside.
No, I think it's one of those things, Smirniotis, is I think, and the coaches will be able to tell him when you start to get that scramble grill.
Yeah, come back to the ball.
You got to look for your quarterback and kind of help him out and come back for the ball. And I think that's what Purdue was doing. And looks like the Tigers are going to go for it here on 4th down.
Yeah, 4th down. You gotta help your quarterback out there, recognize, break off your route, come back and help. 4th and 9 here at the 34-yard line. So it'll be the Tigers. I think their first time they've gone for 4th down here tonight. Maybe their second time, but it's going to be. Purdue is wanting a timeout? No. He's going in shotgun formation, power I, and he's going to call a timeout. Something wasn't right there, and I think wise move there by Purdue to get the timeout. They're just not set there, so timeout here, 6:03. We'll keep it right here. Do we have any scores? Anybody have any scores of anything going on?
Well, it looks like I can go to the computer here and see what we can find here.
Can you get the old internet up there?
The old interwebs?
The internet scores, getting scores. We got a full slate of high school football around the state of Iowa. Everybody gets going this week. And
well, you know, Aaron has the carrier pigeons coming. He's sitting by the window there waiting for the carrier pigeons to come by.
Yeah. We have nothing but high tech here.
You know, he's kind of like Harry Potter there, waiting for his owls to show up.
But
I know KCSI-FM, a lot of times we'll have the scores there streaming there too. So if you always want to check out some of the scores, just go to the KCSI-FM website, and it kind of uses the Score Stream app.
There you go.
And it looks like so far Riverside and Trainer are in the second quarter, and they're at zeros. Woodbine is up on Lennox 24-0. It looks like St. Albert's has jumped out on Tri-Center 17-0 here in the second quarter. Shenandoah is up on Mount Air 20-6 here in the second quarter. And it looks like one of our games to look for, HSTW, the Vikings, and Logan Magnolia. They are tied at 7 in the second quarter. Looks like Cam and Fremont Mills. Cam 22, Fremont Mills 20.
Here we go, 4th and 9 for the Tigers. Purdue in shotgun formation, power I formation, receiver each side. T-Wolves showing no blitz here. Purdue back to pass. Got time, gets the ball away. It's going to be almost intercepted there. He's looking for Sloan over the middle, but nice play there by Jake Brandt to break that up. 4th down conversion there, incomplete. T-Wolves will take over.
No, and actually for the Timberwolves, it's best that they knocked it down because they're actually going to end up with better field position than if it was intercepted and they made the tackle. So Timberwolves actually gained probably about 10, 15 yards in field position. So here with 5:58 to go in the second quarter, it's really going to be up to the Tigers to stop the Timberwolves because you really can't allow them to go ahead and score and go up by 14.
Two-score lead. You just don't want to get that 2-score deficit. So you're right. Big defensive series here for the Tigers defensively. 1st and 10 for the T-Wolves at their 35. Shires under center. Gives to Bissell. Nothing there. Rodeoed down there by Sawyer Purdue, I believe.
Yep, he was able to come kind of from, looked like from kind of the inside of the line there. He was able to make a really good play down the line and make the tackle for a gain of 0.
That's little brother. That's not really the little brother. 6'3" 220-pounder.
I think the phrase we
just
use is younger brother.
just a sophomore, and he is an immensely talented young man, and that's a big play there. So 2nd and 10 for the T-Wolves at their 36-yard line. 14-7 T-Wolves over Tigers here.
Kind of taking their time in the huddle here too.
Down under 10 seconds on the play clock. Got to hustle here to get this off. 5 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Clock is at 0, and that is going to be a timeout, I believe, by the T-Wolves. Coach Logan Ball calls a timeout here. So, Brett, you still got some more scores
Yeah,
there?
we got some more updates. Everything's starting to come in. It looks like let me see, last one. It looks like Clarinda is actually up on Creston 17-7 here in the second quarter. Harlan is leading Underwood 14-13 in the second quarter. It looks like Glenwood is really taking it to Atlantic right now, 35-14 in the second quarter. We've got no score for East.
That game's been
score at
forfeited.
zeros for East Mills and Exira.
That's a forfeited game.
And that is the forfeited game. My mistake. Bedford is up on Sydney 16-0. West Central Valley is actually leading Nottoway Valley 7-0. That's a first quarter score. And it looks like that's about
the
it for
Audubon
some
score you had to then, or was that a 0-0 game?
It looks like Audubon 0 tied at 0 with St. Mary's there. ACGC and Panorama is at 0. So first quarter, we might not even have any scores in those. For
see, that Audubon score is interesting. They're a number 1 ranked team in Radio Iowa, polled 8-man. So loaded team up there in Audubon this year.
We're ready for play here.
2nd and 10, 35 for the T-Wolves. Shires in shotgun formation, single back set. 2 receivers aside. Give to Bissell, Mr. Purdue. Hello, and now it's play is still alive. Shires, is running free. Brett, tell me, what happened there?
Well, there was a fumble. The referee actually kind of threw his bag to kind of, motion where it was dead there, and pretty much the Tiger team stopped. But Shire, he realized that was still a live ball, and so he was actually able to pick it up and make a good play off to the left side.
Caught me without commentary there, Brett. I was befuddled what happened
Matt
there.
was speechless. That's almost never.
Well, you see Purdue with the tackle, and next thing you know, you see Shires running with the football, and he made a great play there, heads-up play, picking up positive yardage, getting across the 50 down the 44-yard line. So a big play there for the T-Wolves. Shires under center here with the give to Bissell. Bissell butts outside. He's got some room being chased by Purdue. He's going to get a couple yards there before he's brought down. Purdue just didn't give up on that, and Jackson, his brother, helped out as well.
No, Purdue was actually playing on that defensive there on the left side, and he's athletic enough that, with good lateral quickness that Shire was trying to kind of juke him out, but Purdue was actually able to kind of contain him and wait for the rest of the team to help out with the tackle.
So 2nd and 8. The ball is at the Tiger 42-yard line. About 4 minutes ago here for half. T-Wolves on a drive here. Had a big play just moments ago on a fumble that they picked up. Were able to advance down the field. So here it is now 2nd and 8 at the Tiger 42. Shires in that shotgun formation, single back set. Shires dropping back, looking, lets the ball go. Looking deep, looking for Bissell. Right on the money. Completed down to about the 4-yard line. Great pass there by Shires. Nice catch by Bissell all the way down to the Tiger. We're going to mark it the 5-yard line.
No, he was pretty much the receiver. He was able to kind of get past Purdue there with Jackson. Purdue kind of threw it, and it was a perfect pass right over his shoulder there. Kind of pretty much the only place he could have completed that pass. So big play. So far we've seen if they want to pass, they're going to go 4 wides, 2 on each side.
Yeah, they haven't thrown the ball much. I think maybe 3 or 4 times, but they've been effective at least a couple times. That touchdown pass and then there as well. And it sets them up 1st and goal at the Tigers 6-yard line, and you're going to go 2 wide, 3 wide to the left side, single back set, different formation look here. Snap to Shires. Shires with the ball running outside, being pursued. Cuts back inside, down to the goal line. Does he get in?
Yep, he gets in for the touchdown.
Touchdown. Shires, nice run there, and T-Wolves get that 2-score lead.
No, they've been actually able to, at this point, get a little bit multiple on the Tigers and kind of have the Tigers on their heels, the Tiger defense there, not wondering if it's a run or a pass there. So, kind of forcing the Tigers to play a little bit more honest there. And so far, right now, pretty much after about the first 10 minutes of the game, the Timberwolves have really started to kind of exert themselves.
Yeah, big series there for the T-Wolves. Nice job converting a bad play into positive yardage, and now they're going for the extra point here. Ethan Johnson, the snap, hold, kick up, and it is good. 3:13 to go in the second quarter. It's Southwest Valley 21, Get in the field here, second quarter. It is Southwest Valley 21, Red Oak 7. Red Oak broke on top 7-0, but Southwest Valley has scored 21 unanswered points to take control of the game. Brett, you got a couple score updates?
Yeah, it looks like we had an update, though still in the first quarter. Griswold is leading Stanton 6-0.
Here we go, the kickoff. Ethan Johnson with the kick. It's going to land about the 20, picked up by Free. Free's at the 25, 30, and the ball is loose. I think you jumped back on it, so it'll be Tiger ball at the 32-yard line.
Yeah, Tigers really avoided disaster right there because the last thing you want to do is give the Timberwolves back the ball in your own territory.
I think it's real imperative here for the Tigers, Brett, to try to get some points here before half, get a little momentum. T-Wolves are going to get the ball coming out,
They will
start
get
the
the ball
second
coming
half.
up,
So
yeah, you really don't want to go down more than 2 scores at this point.
Tigers are first and 10. We've seen the Tigers convert some third downs, get some series here going, get a sense that you need to kind of break a long yardage play here if they can. First and 10 at the 32. Purdue shotgun formation, power I formation, receiver each side. Purdue surveying the field. Takes the snap, give to Free. Free cuts back inside. Going to pick up maybe a couple, 2 yards.
Yeah, I think that was actually Hudson Fisher there going
Fisher
up over
there.
the left side.
Sex will be 2nd and 8 at the 35-yard line. Tigers here, and then if anything else, if they can at least burn the clock down a little bit, not give the T-Wolves another opportunity before halftime. T-Wolves are down to 1 timeout. Tigers have 1 timeout left. So it'll be 2nd and we'll call it 7 here at the 35-yard line. Fisher in tailback formation. Looks like they got Free, I think, in fullback formation. Purdue shotgun. Receiver each side. Snap to Purdue. Purdue drops back, looking for pass, going deep, looking for Ryberg. It's intercepted there by number 1, and I know who that is. That's Wyatt Shires. Pass was a little bit underthrown there. I think Brett, and Shires goes up and picks it off.
Yeah, just because with the size of their Ryberg, that's one of those things that seems like you can never throw it high enough for him. But, Purdue really wasn't able to kind of step into that throw and really get it up there. And, Shire made a big play on that. And now the Timberwolves are going to get a chance here with 2:28 left in the half, and they're going to see if they can go up 3 scores.
Yeah, first Red Oak turnover of the game there. And the Tigers are going to be really up against it here. 2:28 to go. Ball is just on the Southwest Valley side of the field, 49, 1st and 10. And it really is for the Tigers here, an absolute necessity to make a defensive stop here. Shires at quarterback takes a snap, give to number 37, brought down there. That is number 37.
That would be Sawyer Purdue there on the tackle. And
Hoyt Mendenhall with the run.
Mendenhall ran, and Purdue kind of ran him down from behind for just a gain of 2. It looks like
Second
Timberwolves
and
in hurry up.
2nd down and 9 here. Shires up shotgun formation, 2 receivers this side, 1 receiver the other side. Shires looking back, dropping back, looking, lets the ball go, looking deep for receiver, and it's going to be incomplete there, and is being covered there, but the ball was at the sideline marker, incomplete, so it'll be 3rd and 9.
No, and I think on that, the Tigers need to try to get a better rush on that, really kind of pressure Shires, because he's kind of shown when he has time, he really does have a good arm and can throw a good ball, a good accurate ball. So, and something like that, Tigers really need to make sure they put some pressure on him.
3rd and 9 here. Ball is just on the Red Oak side of the field at the 49. Shires getting his play instruction from Coach Longenbaugh. And T-Wolves here will break the huddle. 10 seconds to go on the play clock. They're going to bring 2 receivers each side, single back set. Shires in the shotgun formation. Tigers showing blitz here. Snap to Shires. Getting the pass away. It's completed, but it's going to be short of the marker there. Good tackle by Smirniotis. So it's going to be 4th and we got 4 there. Brett, ball's at the 45.
Yeah,
and need to get to 41. So I think if you're T-Wolves here,
oh, you absolutely go for it here. I don't think they're going to be in really any big hurry here.
Could look for a hard count here. You never know. They might try a hard count here, but the clock is ticking. 1:38 to go in the half, and it is 4th and 4. The ball is at the Red Oak Tiger 45-yard line. They need the line to get is about the 41.
Well, no, we'll kind of see if they do that 4 wides there and see if they can, they might see if they can get it down the middle.
Be careful
again.
here on the hard count. Be careful on the hard. Everything in tight here for the 2. They're going to go hard count here, Brett. 6 seconds on play clock. 5. They're going to get snap away. Shires going to go outside. He's trying to go. Gets the pass away. It's going to be incomplete. So that'll be a.
He just kind of threw it
hold.
away there. So. No. I think that was. I'm wondering if that was the slight mistake because Shire actually looked a little surprised to get the ball. So I'm wondering if it was just hard count in the center, kind of got a little freaked out himself and panicked and snapped the ball. So it was good for the Tigers. They were able to contain Shire, make him throw it out of bounds. We'll see what the Tigers can do with a minute 11 to go.
It was almost like they were going hard count, and then there was a little confusion whether they were just going to stand and go hard count and go play, and they went play call, and Shires had nothing there and threw it away. So 1:11 to go. Now Tigers with a chance here at the 45-yard line. They've got one timeout left. They're on their own 45-yard line here. We'll see if the Tigers can – these into the halves, last 2 or 3 minutes are so crucial for teams momentum-wise. So let's see what the Tigers can do here. Purdue now looking, runs with the ball now across the 45, on his feet to about the 50 before he's tackled. Clock is ticking. 1 minute to go in the game. 2nd and 5. Tigers going hurry-up offense here. Purdue, shotgun formation, receiver each side. Purdue looking for the snap, gets the snap, looking, the pass is away, incomplete. Trying to get Ryberg in a flat there, so it's going to be 3rd and 6 here, Brett.
No, at this point, you kind of wonder if the Tigers just want to make sure they can possess it till the end of the half. So it might be one of those things they actually run the ball and kind of force – the Timberwolves to take a timeout if they're kind of wanting to, because you don't really want to give the Timberwolves back the ball, just in case they even have a big play off a punt return.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the option call here, running to pick it up, great. But if not, you're going to either force, like you said, a timeout by T-Wolves or be able to run the clock down. 3rd and 6 here, Purdue, shotgun formation, receiver each side, power I formation. T-Wolves showing blitz, bringing blitz. Purdue looking back, getting the pass away, trying to find Ryberg, incomplete. And that's going to stop the clock. So an incomplete pass stops the clock with 39 seconds here. Tigers are going to have to punt, and you're going to think T-Wolves are going to sell out here in a punt block. I don't know. The Tigers do bring Pace Shelley out here to punt. So, that was the advantage of T-Wolves there with that incomplete pass.
Yeah, and it looked like that time Purdue really looked like he did get air underneath the ball, but I think there's some confusion with him and Ryberg to kind of exactly where it was going to be, because Ryberg had a hard time trying to find the ball. So it looks like it's going to be up to Pace. I think they'll be even happy with him if he punts this out of bounds.
The snap, the Pace looking, gets the kick. It's a bad kick. It's going to be off the side. I thought maybe Pace got roughed there a little bit, but it's just across the 50 at the 46-yard line. So
pretty much about a 4-yard punt.
Yeah,
and so it looks like, sometimes that's the problem when you're doing that rugby thing. If your foot kind of slips, it kind of just goes off the side of your foot. So, sometimes with that, I think Pace has just got to go ahead and just kick it and not try to take as much time as he had to. I think he kind of felt a little pressure there. So Timberwolves are going to have basically 32 seconds to work with. We'll see if they kind of send that those 4 receivers out.
Give me 5 seconds here, Matt, for legal ID. Right back.
First and 10 here, snap to Shire. Shire's back looking under pressure, gets the ball away, looking down the middle field, looking for a receiver, and it is caught by Greenwald down at the Tiger 25-yard line. Nice catch there, heavy pressure from Tiger defenders. Now the T-Wolves are rushing up to get to the line here, trying to save the timeout. The chain gang is taking their time. They cannot go until the chain gang gets set here. First and 10.
Oh, it looks like the ball
the ball is loose on the ground. Some confusion there, and the clock is still running.
Looks like
now they're waving. It's going to be, I believe, T-Wolf football still.
No, I think what happened, Shire was there kind of looking at his coaches to see if they wanted to call a timeout or not, and I don't think the center, they didn't have the right communication. The center actually snapped the ball and hit Shire in the head, and they were very lucky to actually recover the ball.
I don't think the referees gave the chain gang enough time to go get set either, Brett. They cannot release that ball until the chain gang is set.
Well, and they were okay. They had the clock stopped on the main clock was stopped, so the referees were able to have time to get the chain gang to get set, because once they're set, the ball's going to go.
I saw the clock running before the ball was snapped. So.
Actually, it was stopped, and then they signaled it for play, and that's when the clock started running.
And I don't think, like I said, I didn't see the chain gang set when the referees gave the signal.
Yeah, sometimes they'll kind of allow it to go with that as long as the first down marker is set. Then they'll sometimes let them go.
First and 10 here for the T-Wolves at the 28-yard line. And they have out of their timeouts now. So if they put the ball in the air here or they run, there's almost have to be a pass here. 2 receivers each side. Shire's back deep under pressure. Chased out of the pocket, running right side, looking. Purdue's got him wrapped up, and down he goes. Mr. Sawyer Purdue with a sack, and that should take us to halftime, Brett.
Yeah, that was a good play by Purdue to actually start pressuring him and kind of force him to take the sack. That way, for the Tigers, that was kind of their best thing they could have hoped for. They're going to keep it, a 2-score game here at halftime.
All right, halftime here at Bend the Field. It's Southwest Valley 21, Red Oak 7. Back at Bend the Field, it's halftime, and it's Southwest Valley 21, Red Oak 7. And Brett, a game that Red Oak jumps on top of the pick 6. Southwest Valley comes back with 21 unanswered points, and the Tigers held court there at the end of the half, and Southwest Valley is going to get the ball second half. So we've seen some good things from the Tigers this first half so far in this game compared to last week.
We talked about the Tigers needed to kind of get a quick start. They had the big play with the interception there, be able to get the touchdown. But I tell you what, we kind of said at the beginning, Timberwolves have had some success over the Tigers, so they didn't panic.
No, they didn't.
They just kind of got the ball, and they kind of changed the offense a little bit and taken Shire under center. And now suddenly you move your backs up a little bit. They started running to the outside a little bit more, had a lot more success, had a couple really big pass plays. And so, trying to force the Tigers to play a little bit more honestly.
We've seen the Tigers make some plays defensively, some big sacks. So some big plays out of the defense tonight, but some positive things definitely seen the Tigers. But they're going to have to hold forward here with the Southwest Valley second half getting the kickoff. So, Brett, you've been monitoring the scoreboard all night. There's some surprises in the scoreboard tonight.
There have been.
So what's going on around Southwest Iowa?
Well, I think one of the big surprises to me is the Trainer Riverside game. They're tied at 0 at halftime.
You called that. I was thinking that was not going to be much of a game, and you said no.
I said not so fast.
Not so fast, and you're correct on that.
No, it looks like a HSTW and Logan Magnolia. They're tied at 7. That's a halftime score. We also look like ACGC. They're up on Panorama 19-7, who the Timberwolves obviously played last week. Underwood is now up on Harlan 20-14 at half.
A Class 1A team, a good Class 1A team playing a Class 3A team there.
No, and starting last year, they really haven't played any historically before there, but I know the people from Underwood kind of, it's a good test to kind of see where they're at. It looks like ADM is up on Winterset, 26-0. Bedford is all over the Cowboys of Sydney. They're up 62-0 in the second quarter. West Central Valley, who the Tigers will play here, they're up 24-0 over Nottoway Valley. Shenandoah, kind of a big surprise there. I was thinking Shenandoah would win anyway, but Shenandoah is up on Mount Air 33-6. Woodbine is now up on the Lennox 32-6. Tri-Center has started to come back on St. Albert's. They jumped out to a 17-0 lead. Now it's 17-13. St. Albert's still leading. And we got a little bit of scoring broke out east of here with Stanton 14 and Griswold 14. Battle of 1-0 teams here in Southwest Iowa. And then Cam and Fremont Mills. Defense is optional so far. Cam is up on Fremont Mills 30-28. And I tell you what, Clarinda's been looking pretty impressive so far. They are playing Creston, and at this point, they are up 24-14.
Yeah, so active games all across Southwest Iowa tonight. And, Brett, I think it's just a good time of year for football. And to me, I was coming. It seems like it comes early each year, but next week is Labor Day. And you're going to go on another tropical vacation probably.
Oh, no. I kind of head north this time of year, because I got to get ready for, for my sled dogs up in Alaska over Christmas. So I got to make sure my dogs are – because you got to get them in shape here. You just can't send them out there, run over Christmas out.
I see you walking your dogs around town. I did not know they were sled dogs.
Oh, no, I keep the sled dogs up north. I don't want them getting used to the heat here. So, I might be doing that over Christmas since it's going to really be hard to see the youngest son since he is on an aircraft carrier in the middle of the ocean here.
Tell us what you can tell. Where is the young man at?
Griffin is one of the aircraft carriers close to Iran right now when they're running air operations. And so he's kind of right in the middle of it. I know they're doing a lot of sorties every day, and so he's actually one of the mechanics for fighter jets. So he's keeping really busy.
So can they communicate home with a call?
Oh, yes, they can. They have Wi-Fi on the ship. So and what they're able to do is just we use WhatsApp because everything's just kind of through the Wi-Fi. A lot of times we just use text, and he's actually able to text every day.
Is he watching tonight? Is he watching?
My guess is he's probably not watching tonight. I don't think he gets a good enough signal to really stream everything here.
And the KCSI.
And I think at this point he kind of just gets worried about sleeping, because they work 12-hour days when they're on the ships like that. So they keep really busy. So I'm wishing him safety and everything like that. So I'm sure, we're proud of him serving his country. And I know there's some other people who are out there. I know Ethan Kuipers. He is actually stationed in Okinawa, graduated in the same class as Griffin. He's in the Marines. And I believe he is also deployed on a boat in a location they cannot disclose at this point. So, we got some of the local kids all over the world kind of serving their country. So proud of those kids.
Yeah, absolutely. And our thoughts go out to those young men and women all across the globe who defend us here in the USA. Mr. Aaron West, we have time for you to come into this broadcast. What is going on? What is going on in your world? How are things going? I believe you had a special guest at the studio today.
Hey, we had a guest, Miss Bonnie Mason was with us. I don't know if you had the opportunity. She turns 100, Matt.
Oh my goodness!
On Sunday. Now they're having an open house for her tomorrow, but what a remarkable lady! She walks 2 miles a day. She still drives, lives independently.
She was
remarkable.
Did you say she was trying to get on her Wi-Fi or something?
She is a huge volleyball fan, and we'll see her at all the volleyball games. She'll be there, but she was looking for the schedule. And she said, "Well, I'll just get online to Bound and find the schedule." 100 years old.
I can't do that. You guys know I can't do that.
It is. I mean, she is remarkable. Remarkable.
No, that's pretty amazing because the girls' volleyball, they actually start action this Saturday.
Yeah,
they're going up to, I believe, Lewis Central. Kind of a tournament situation there. So kind of playing those round robins there. I know also the Red Oak cross-country teams have their first action tomorrow going over to Glenwood.
Yeah. The Red Oak volleyball team and the Red Oak boys cross-country team are both state ranked. I believe top 20 ranked. I think volleyball's like 11th and boys are 5.
11,
So, and those are two programs that are coming into the WIC this year that were Hawkeye 10 champs last year. So that's going to be fascinating that they enter the WIC competition-wise for cross-country and volleyball and those sports. And I believe you said the girls' tennis team.
Girls' tennis team, they're already 1-0 against Southwest Valley for this week. They actually defeated them, I believe, 9-0 on Monday. And so it's just one of those things we're still getting used to as far as having tennis, girls tennis being played in the fall. But it looks like we're ready here to start introducing kind of the future Tiger football with the YMCA flag football groups who are going to be coming up here. And I know they practice right after school at Inman there, trying to get those kids, I believe, what is it, first grade, second grade? Going through
first, second, I think up to fourth grade, I think. So, here's some of the stuff you can pass this on you, Brett. Those are some of the coaches who were involved with.
Yeah, so right now it looks like they got 54 players, and the grades first through fourth grader are out. You know, the big thing is just learning to play the game, try to get excited for it, and running around. They will be playing out-of-town teams, including Clarinda, Shenandoah, and Bedford. The program would not be possible without the volunteers who coach these players. Some of the coaches are Seth Asias, Eric Van Osdale, Blaine Johnson, and Marty Coates. So the YMCA values caring, honesty, respect, and responsibility, and it will be emphasized at all of the practices and the games. These little Tigers are a great group of kids, so let's hear it for the 2025 YMCA flag football players and coaches.
Brett, are they excited? They're out there with their uniforms on getting recognized on the field now. And there are two coaches, at least with them here tonight, Marty Coates and Seth Asias. We know those guys. We've heard of those guys before.
Yeah, I think they were kind of running around as students here, and just in the past here. So it's always great to have those people that kind of have walked the halls already coming back and, coaching their own kids here in flag football.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's good to see those kids out there. We have another coach I'm trying to see.
And that's actually part of the JVA group.
Okay.
The JVA tackle football, they're ready to come out here. And
here they go. Wow.
Right now we have...
They're shot out of the cannon. Look at them come busting out of there.
Well, I've been running them pretty hard here the last about couple weeks here. And so we've got two teams. One is a junior team of 4th and 5th graders. The other one is 5th and 6th grade. Our season actually starts in Maryville on September 12th. One of the players that you saw walking out a little bit slowly, unfortunately, Boyd Carlson, he's kind of had an injury here and won't be able to play at least the first part of the season, so he was coming out a little bit slowly so he could meet up with the rest of his group. Yep. So it looks like, I believe right now we have like 36 kids who are going to be playing, and some of our coaches, we got Scott Turner out there. He was also part of he was a Red Oak Tiger here probably about 12, 15 years ago. And one who has been a long time Red Oak graduate here, Dale French, I believe he's class of 82, 83, I believe. And he was actually around for the very start of the JVA organization.
How many years?
Almost 20 years. I believe it's 20 years. I feel like I'm the new guy. I've only been doing it for 15.
Do they have a retirement plan? Are you cruising into that retirement?
Well, yeah, we got our 401k working there, and I checked it the other day, and it's at exactly $0. It's been growing well, and it's doubled from last year, from the zero there. So that's the tackle football, and so we're really teaching kids the basics, and really how to work as a team, play hard, and have a lot of fun.
Well, I tease you a lot, but Brett, your time and the resources you give to youth sports in Red Oak is quite phenomenal. And I know you will defer and say there's a lot of others too.
Oh, there's a lot of there. It takes all sorts of people from the YMC level through us all the way through. So we always appreciate, and we're always looking for more volunteers because it really is a great way to connect and give back to your community.
Well, let's take a break. We're still at halftime here at Southwest Valley 21, Red Oak 7 here in Ben. back at Bend the Field. It's halftime. Southwest Valley 21, Red Oak 7. Red Oak broke on top 7-0 on a Jackson Purdue interception return for a touchdown. Southwest Valley answers with 3 touchdowns. Wyatt Shires involved in a lot of those passing and running. And here we are at halftime. Southwest Valley will get the ball to start the second half. But, Brett, what do you got on the old stat sheet here from the first half?
Well, it looks like on stats so far, Jackson Purdue, he's 2 for 11. Only 9 yards there. He does have the interception, the one he kind of threw towards the end of the second half. Second quarter. Was able to throw it to Dalton Free and also Dylan Ryberg, each one of those. As far as rushing goes, Jackson Purdue 7 rushes, 43 yards. Hudson Fisher 6 for 18 yards, and Dalton Free 3 for 8. So it looks like at this point the Tigers have a little bit more total yards than they did last week, but it's still something looks like they pretty need to work on. And so far it looks like our leading tacklers, Sawyer Purdue, he's had 4. Noah Smirniotis, Hayden Jones, he's had 3 there so for the Tigers. So that's pretty much where the halftime stats are. And it looks like for Southwest Valley, Wyatt Shires, he's for throwing, he's 4 completion. Out of 7 attempts, he's completed 4 for 80 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Rushing, Walker Bissell, 10 rushes for 115 yards. Wyatt, who actually was leading them in rushing, he's only at 4 for 10 yards. So it looks like the Tigers kind of shut him down. But Walker Bissell is actually, last week, I think he only ran for maybe 70, 80 yards, and he's already eclipsed that now. Hoyt Mendenhall has a couple rushes there for a yard there. So for receiving, they've got the 2 big plays. Walker Bissell, he had a reception for 37 yards, and Caden Greenwald, a reception also for 28 yards. Hudson Bissell has the receiving touchdown for them. So it looks like as far as some of the leading tacklers, Walker Bissell, like I said, we're saying some of the same names. Hoyt Mendenhall, each have 3 tackles. So, so far pretty solid half there by the Timberwolves. The Tigers right now, they kind of got the early momentum, but it's one of those things the Tigers are really going to have to get that back and see if they can try to force the Timberwolves into a 3-and-out, get the football, and, one of those things they need to kind of go down and score.
Stats are courtesy of Miss Timberly Bentley as she eats her Kit Kat bar here, getting power for the second half. We've got the same usual Motley Crew is that Motley Crew they're playing?
No, that's Quiet Riot.
Oh, it's Quiet
What's
Riot.
wrong with you,
Well,
man?
Motley Crue, they're all kind of like.
I have to say, Quiet Riot, I appreciate Mr. Andy Ray doing the DJing things because that was probably the 3rd cassette I ever bought. Yes, that's how you know I'm old. I bought a cassette.
Oh, I do you one better. It was an 8-track era. I was an 8-track era.
Oh, you're the 8-track baby.
went to
I
8
mean,
tracks.
at least I went from vinyl to cassettes there, buddy. But golly,
Who was it?
8-tracks.
Aaron was telling me that when Will was
Yeah.
school, you had to buy your tunes off
iTunes.
and
Yeah.
somehow wound up making a mistake of buying, what was it, Metallica?
He brought the entire
Album for
collection.
$300.
Yeah, near.
You don't even spend a dime now to give me.
Yeah.
Now you just go Spotify and you got the subscription. But you know what? That's not a bad purchase.
Hey. At the time, it did seem like it, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Pace Shelley be kicking off here for the Tigers to get this second half underway. Deep for the T-Wolves. Brett, you're going to have to you have better eyes than I. Is that Bissell, I believe. I think it's deep for the T-Wolves.
I believe you were right,
And
sir.
here's the kick away from Shelley. Good deep kick down to the 10. Fielded by the T-Wolves out to 20, 25. That is Greenwald, 35. Brought down at the 37-yard line by Dylan Ryberg. T-Wolves to start 1st and 10.
No, that was a good return. He brought it up at least 20 yards. That's kind of the first time we've seen Pace Shelley really try to kick it away as opposed to a directional kick there. But, got a good return. But Dylan Ryberg actually was able to make the tackle to save a much larger return.
Yeah, and deep kick there. Pace has a very strong leg. He's a soccer player, and he's capable of that. So here we go, 1st and 10 for the T-Wolves at their 37 to get the second quarter underway. White Shires under center, power I formation. They give to Bissell. Bissell breaks through, gets about 6-7 yards. Still struggling there, but brought down after about a 6-yard run.
No, that was a good hard run. He just kind of went off the Timberwolf right side there, and it looked like Caden Jones was underneath there to make the tackle. So good start for the Timberwolves. They kind of want to keep up with the momentum they had towards the end of the first quarter.
I would
in the first half.
Yeah, I suspect, Brett, we're just going to see pretty much ground and pound here from the T-Wolves. We'll see. Second and 5 here. T-Wolves bring everybody in tight. I formation. Shires under center. Tigers crowding the line here. give to Bissell. Nothing there. Gets brought down for a loss there. I'm not sure. Was that Free in there?
Yeah, Dalton Free, he was able to kind of time the snap there. He was able to get in there, and he almost took the handoff there and kind of avoided disaster there as he tackled Mendenhall, who might have been getting the ball, but Shire was able to kind of get the ball back, but the Tigers had already kind of gone forward, and for a loss of it looked like about 2 yards.
Tigers in some sort of run blitz there. So it'll be 3rd and 8 here. Ball back at the 40 for the T-Wolves here. Be big for the Tigers if they can get a stop here to open the second half. 2 receivers wide side, 1 short side. High snap to Shire's on the ground. He's chasing it down. The ball's loose on the ground. Who's got it? We have a signal. It is where the ball.
It looks like the Tigers snapped right over the head, and the Tigers were able to blitz in. It looked like Sawyer Purdue was there, but also Jackson Purdue. Didn't see who was actually able to recover, but that's something that Tigers definitely needed to kind of get that change of momentum here, and so it's really going to be up to them to really put this in the end zone to bring this down to a 1-score game.
You bet. Good play there defensively. Tigers were after that high snap. Get the turnover. They're set up in good position here. 1st and 10 to start the second half on the offense at the T-Wolves 23-yard line. So here we go. Purdue is under center here for this snap, power I formation. Free at tailback. The give to Free off left tackle, and not much there. Greenwald brings them down, as well as a few other players in on that for T-Wolves. Just not much there. It's going to be probably 2nd and 9.
No, T-Wolves really crowded the line of scrimmage, kind of forced the Tigers to get, and Tigers weren't able to really get a push off to that left side, and so it looks like Free, was trying to take it up, but he only was able to get maybe a yard at the most.
I'm thinking here that ball is on the left hash. Brett, maybe bring Purdue on a little rollout this side with a little run-pass option. We'll see what Coach Bruce dials up here offensively. Tigers are going to go 1 receiver each side, single back with I power formation with Fisher and fullback. Purdue under center, takes a snap, holding the ball, pitches to Free. Free is not going to have much. Price bring it back the other way. Is not going to go. Good tackle there by Walker Bissell for a big loss.
No, if you kind of notice what the Timberwolves are doing with their defensive line, they're kind of looking at formation, and they got 3 of their defensive linemen, looked like on that time that it was on the left side of the center and only 1 on the right side, kind of daring the Tigers to run off tackle. But, right now, Casey Jones there for the defensive end, he's really been, imposing his will.
So 3rd, and we'll call it 17 for the Tigers. The ball's at the 30-yard line of the T-Wolves. They need to get to about the 14 for a first down. Purdue now with a little confusion there in the backfield. I'm not sure what happened there. A broken play. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage there. I think Jackson did one of those reverse spins, Brett, and ran into a lineman there.
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to run some sort of counter going up the middle, kind of, faking going out to the right side and then kind of the counter right up the middle. But looks like there was some confusion there, and, he almost handed it off to his lineman. So good thing he was able to kind of keep the ball there. So
Tigers looks like they're going to line up for a field goal here. Pace Shelley's going to spot the ball, the tee is going to be spotted at the 30, I'll call it 6-yard line. So this is a 46-yard attempt here. Pace certainly has the leg to do this here if we get a good snap and hold here. Let's see, going for the field goal. Snap, hold, kicks up, blocked there. Just trying to get those longer distance kicks. You got to hit them a little flatter, and T-Wolves did a good job there to get a block.
No, sometimes you almost, just because of how you want to kick it, it almost seemed like they needed to get it back a couple more yards, just so you'd be able to drive it. Because sometimes when you're trying to get it up and over that line, it's kind of hard to get your distance.
So Tigers do not score there. Good job by T-Wolves to hold the line there. And after that turnover, not to give up any points, they'll take over now on their 27-yard line here. 8:23 to go in the third quarter. It's T-Wolves 21, Tigers 7. T-Wolves now in their second series of the second half. Shires in shotgun formation, single back set, 2 receivers this side. Shires now brings the ball out this side with the snap, runs back inside. Met there by a host of Tigers, not much there, a couple yards.
No, it's a good job by the Tigers, other than the defensive end on the right side, to be able to really push everything back into the inside. And so, you're able to see Dalton Free and, be able to kind of make the tackle there along with big old number 77, Hayden Jones.
Second, and we'll call it 8 here for the T-Wolves at the 30. T-Wolves not in a big hurry here, huddling, and probably like to get a long drive here to try to nail this game away here. Tigers trying to make a defensive stand, snap to Shire. Shire's rolling to his right, under pressure, gets the ball away. It's going to be incomplete, though. He's looking for the receiver. We got some play over here on the wide side.
No, and it actually looked like Dylan Ryberg was actually able to kind of get his hands on the ball, and I think kind of tip that up there, so it could fall incomplete there. So good job by the Tigers. Going to bring up 3rd and about 8 yards to go for the Timberwolves.
3rd and 8 here for T-Wolves. What are you guys laughing at? 3rd and 8 here. It's past my bedtime. 3rd and 8 here at the 30.
I didn't know if I needed to give you a break there. I thought you're getting a little narcolepsy there. He's going to fall asleep on us here in the middle of the broadcast.
Need a little shot of caffeine here. 3rd and 8 here at the 30. T-Wolves have 2 receivers each side, single back. Shires shotgun formation, dropping back, looking for the pass. Gets the pass away, going down the middle. He's got a man, Bissell, wide open. He's got a 30-40. It's a foot race. He's going to go, guys. They convert on that 3rd down, and they get a long touchdown pass. Shires of Bissell. We'll call that a 72-yard touchdown pass. Shires of Bissell. T-Wolves score.
Kind of the same play that they've run before when they've run it. It's just kind of a big kind of slant right down the middle. He was able to get, Shires was able to get plenty of time, and, Bissell was able, he had some pretty good speed, was able to get behind the defense. Great throw, better catch, and was able to score on that one.
That's Bissell's 2nd TD pass caught of the night. He's got a running touchdown as well. So, Mr. Bissell, we need to get his yardage on pass catching here as we're going. The T-Wolves are going for the extra point here. Ethan Johnson on to do that duty for the T-Wolves. Snap, hold, kick up, and it is no good.
Looks like Matt at the golf course.
wide left. Yes, it does. Very good call there. So 7:29 to go in the 3rd quarter. It's Southwest Valley 27, Red Oak 7. We'll be back here at Bend Field. It's Southwest Valley T-Wolves 27, Red Oak 7. T-Wolves with 27 unanswered points after the Tigers broke on top in the first quarter, and they're in control of this game here. Ethan Johnson with the kickoff. It's going to be fielded by Free at the 25, out to the 30. Cuts back inside. He's met there and dropped. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers at their own 30.
No, so we'll see if the Tigers can kind of get on track offensively, after they get the kind of the big, turnover there, but they weren't able to get any yards out of it. So it really is up to the Tigers. They need to get some sort of momentum, try to move the ball and go down and get a score.
And we talked last week, even when the game was out of hand, how important each quarter is for the development of the Tigers, regardless of the scoreboard. They're down 20, still kind of semi-chance here, but I mean, for the Tigers, it's growth and development. Let's get a good offensive series here. Let's move the ball down the field, get some positive things going here. So 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the 30, receiver each side. Power I formation. Purdue under center. Takes a snap. Dropping back. Gives it to Free. Free, I think it's Free, or was it Fisher?
It looked like Fisher there.
Couple yards there. And it will be, actually, it's Free.
You were right.
It's Free. It's hard to tell. Your eyes are getting to be about as poor as mine.
Well, I have them both in class, and the thing is, from this distance, they both kind of look the same. They're about the same height, about the same build and everything. So the parents of those two, we are sorry when we kind of mess them up every once in a while. It's nothing personal.
I mean, I have to have my readers on here to read the chart. I even have that disadvantage going against me. 2nd and 10 here for the Tigers at the 30. Receiver each side, power I formation, Purdue under center. Southwest Valley kind of that 4-4-3 defensive look. Purdue with the pitch to Free. Free cuts back up inside. Nothing there. Brought down. Good tackle there by number 54 of the T-Wolves. Who's that, Brett? 54.
Number 54. That is Griffin Wetzel. He's been having a good game.
Sophomore.
In fact, a lot of those guys in the D-line there for the Timberwolves have been playing really well. Jackson Hogan, Griffin Wetzel, Ethan Johnson, Casey Jones, they really had themselves a game, and not really allowed the Tigers that many big runs here.
Jones is a junior. Wetzel is just a sophomore. He's listed at 6'2", 215. So here we go, a 3rd and 10 for the Tigers at the 30. Purdue under center. Receiver each side. Purdue dropping back under rush. Gets the pass away. It's going to be incomplete. Just had to get rid of it there. Brett wisely throws it out of bounds. So it'll be 4th down.
No, and the tough thing for the Tigers is they are getting the Timberwolves are getting a great pass rush, and they're only sending 4 guys, to go after the quarterback, so they're able to drop everybody else back, and that's really hard if you can't pick up a 4-man rush. It really puts a lot of pressure on your offense.
And we got a flag that's dropped. It's going to be something that's calling here. They're going to call that a
I don't know if
intentional grounding.
Is there such thing in high school?
I think that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, they're calling it grounding.
So I guess it's because he was in the pocket.
Because he was in the pocket, and there must not have been a receiver over there.
And the ball, does the ball have to cross the line of scrimmage as well?
I think it did cross the line of scrimmage, but they must have said there was no receiver over there.
Yeah, I didn't see one over there, unless we count someone in the stands. So here we go. It's going to be 4th and down for the Tigers. Pace Shelley on the punt. I believe that's Bissell about 50-yard line. Pace with the snap. The kick, a good kick there, good booming kick. It's going to drive well past the 50, 40, take a Red Oak bounce all the way down to 35. Pace really unloaded on that one. Good kick there by him. T-Wolves will take 1st and 10 at the 35. I think we'll keep it right here.
No. Zane Sloan was able to get down there on coverage there just so they wouldn't be able to pick that up. So he was able to go down there. I think the confusion might have came with Jackson. He was throwing to one of the wonderful chain gang guys tonight.
That's the chain gang guys have been very,
Dave, Bill, Tyler, or Jagger out there. So I think maybe that's what the issue was.
That highly controversial play where you and I had debates, a vigorous debate. The chain gang has been involved with a lot of that. I'm trying to find the cheerleading names. I think this is a good time for you to give the cheerleader names, but I can't seem to find that, Brett. Who are our cheerleaders down there?
Well, I'll go ahead and get that sheet when I find it, because I don't want to miss anybody out, because I know their names,
right.
But I want to make sure I get everybody associated with
1st and 10 here for Southwest Valley at the 35. Give to the running back, picks up a couple yards here. We have so much information in our hands, but yet the one thing we're looking for, we can't find it.
And by the way, thanks to Mr. Andy Ray.
Andy Ray
is remarkable.
It's the same motley crew each week. Kells and Bruce and Ray and Coffee and Miss Bentley here, taking such a good job. The scoreboard, the PA. We have it. So Brett, who are the cheerleaders?
I think I'll wait till this play is run there, because I don't want to interrupt anything here. But it does look like the Timberwolves are taking their own sweet time. Like I said, they really don't need a sense of urgency at this point.
2nd and 8 for the T-Wolves at their 37. Shires in that deep shotgun formation. Like you said pregame, 7 yards deep. Now Tigers on a blitz. Shires gets the ball away, looking for a receiver. Incomplete, but Tiger rushed there, forced that quick pass and forced that incomplete.
No, Caden Greenwald was out there, for the Timberwolves, but they just weren't able to connect. So it looks like our cheerleaders captain is Destiny Pruitt. Captain, I guess we got 2 captains, Gabby Smith and Ashlyn Smith, Annabelle McMillan, Anna Torres, and Lucy DeMasi. With Barb Lombard is their sponsor.
Doing a great job down. We've got the band, we've got the cheerleaders, a good turnout from. Looks like there's what the theme for the student body is construction worker zone.
We might be neon, maybe.
Oh, maybe neon,
kind of a neon thing.
They match your shoes, by the way.
Well, thank you very much.
Here we go. 3rd and 9. Snap to Shires. Shires under rush again. Flushed out the right side. Still being pushed back. Purdue gets him. Wraps him. Throws him down. One-handed. Mr. Purdue on a big tackle for loss there.
No, he was able to.
We got a flag.
Do we have some sort of taunting there?
Taunting or maybe a face mask. I think it's probably.
Well, it wasn't a face mask, because it looked like he obviously had a hold of the jersey when he did it. So I don't know if something was said when there was a little celebration there. That kind of looked like, because there wasn't anything on the initial tackle, but it looks like we are going to have an unsportsmanlike against the Tigers there. So that's really going to negate that play, because I believe that comes with an automatic 1st down.
Yeah, I would say that's a shame, because that was going to be 4th and I don't know what forever, but that'll be an automatic 1st down for the T-Wolves.
I believe it is. I could be wrong on this. Sometimes it's just the 15 yards, but I don't know if this one comes with the automatic 1st down. So I guess we will see. Yep, it does come with the automatic 1st No, I believe it is now just going to be 4th down. So it is not an
Gotcha.
automatic first down because I believe it was after the play. So in some levels it is an automatic first
Right.
down, but not in Iowa high school football.
So it'll be 4th and 14, the punting formation here. Big sack there by Sawyer Purdue. Learning lesson. I'm sure coaches are talking about that. Keep those emotions under control, but great play there by Purdue. High snap. Ethan Johnson gets it, though. Gets a kick away, and he's run into. No flag there. The punter is down hurt, and now we got another 2 guys kind of involved, and now some pushing, shoving, another flag. Motion's running high here, and we got the punter injured on the field.
I believe what it is that we actually had tipped the ball, so when he was going for it, he had hit the ball and was already hitting there, so they didn't drop any flag
So the
for
ball
that.
was partially blocked.
So, yeah, but, he was kind of hitting him. The ball hadn't already left his foot, I believe, when he had left, but it looks like the punter is still down for the Timberwolves, but it looked like we also have a
Penalty on Red Oaks.
offsetting penalties on the Tigers, so those will offset, so it looks like we'll have the result of the punt. The Tigers will probably have the ball on the 45-yard line.
So offsetting penalties, unsportsmanlike conduct on both sides. Ethan Johnson is still down on this field. Coaches are out there attending to him here. Let's go ahead. It's 27-7. T-Wolves over the Tigers. 4:38 going to third quarter. Thank you, Andy.
2, 1.
Back here at Bend the Field, 27-7 Southwest Valley over Red Oak. 4:38 to go here. We just had a punt by the T-Wolves. We had offsetting unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. The result of it, Red Oak will have first down with the ball at the T-Wolves 45-yard line here. And we've seen the game get kind of chippy here, Brett, in the last 4 or 5 minutes. Important to keep those emotions under control here. You got to play hard, you got to play fast, but you got to play under control with your emotions.
Absolutely there, and we hope number 63 is okay for the one for the
He
Timberwolves.
walked off on his own. Free now, quarterback with the give to Purdue at the running back, so they switched positions there. Not much there. Greenwald on the tackle, Bissell on the tackle. T-Wolves are fired up over there.
No, absolutely. I think after that they kind of got fired up, and so far, right now the line for the Tigers, they really haven't been able to get much of a push, and right now the Timberwolves are just kind of daring the Tigers to throw the ball. They got pretty much 8 guys along the line of scrimmage.
Tigers with no yardage on that first down play, so it'll be 2nd and 10 here. Tigers are going to go with one receiver to the short side, slot receiver wide side, power I formation. And Faria, the quarterback, now rolls out under pressure from the backside, and he's brought down. Didn't see the backside rusher, and, boy, he got some. I believe that's Greenwald. Came from the right side. It's big sack there for the T-Wolves. Call that a 12, 13-yard loss.
No, that was kind of tough for Dalton there because he was rolling out right away and he was able to get caught. So they were rushing kind of on the left side of the Tiger line, and he just had 0 time to be able to throw. So if they're going to be able to do that, it's really up for the Tigers to give him some sort of protection.
So 3rd and forever here. Ball is back at the Tiger 44. They've got to get to the T-Wolf 36 for first down here. So you just want to probably get some positive yardage here and maybe hopefully get a good punt off here. Free at quarterback. Pitch back to Purdue. Purdue now with the option pass going deep and incomplete there. Trying to get Zane Sloan. And pass was there. I think the receiver's got to go after that ball.
No, it looked like Zane started to slow up. I think he kind of lost kind of where the ball was at, but it's one of those things, especially if it's a play like that, it's going to take a little bit longer to develop. You really got to get on your giddy up there and not give up on your route, and kind of give your quarterback a chance there.
Yeah, so it's going to be 4th down here. Pace Shelley will be out kicking for the Tigers. Bissell will be back deep for the T-Wolves. 3:08 to go here in the third quarter. 27-7 T-Wolves over the Tigers. Snap, good snap. Shelley with the kick. Just gets it away. Seems like he just gets him away. Bissell fields it on the fly at 34-yard line. Brought down after a couple yards. Not much there on that return. Good job by the Tigers on the coverage here. T-Wolves will take over 1st and 10 after 33. We'll keep it right here.
No, it looks like Brody Hughes, freshman there, he was able to run. Well, Brody Hughes, not Bentley Hughes. Bentley Hughes is the freshman. Brody Hughes, the senior. He was able to run down there and make a good tackle there for the, kind of not let any return go. So the Timberwolves will be taking over what looks like their 3-yard line. So the Tigers defense, they've kind of showed up here a little bit, kind of limiting the Timberwolves to only one big play. So they really need to see if they can get another turnover here.
1st and 10 T-Wolves. Shires in shotgun formation, 2 receivers wide side, 1 receiver this side, tailback. Shires just takes a snap. And helmet's off, but continues to run.
No. He
had to stop.
Yeah, the whistles blow as soon as the helmet comes off there. The play is ruled dead there.
There's a flag on this,
but it looks like it's going to be against the Tigers. It's going to be a face mask. Even if you grab underneath the helmet, it's considered a face mask. He looks like he was trying to come in, just tackled a little bit too high. Sometimes you reach your arms out, and if they duck down, instead of grabbing the jersey, you end up grabbing the head, but it's still on the defender to make sure keeps his hand off the helmet.
I can't see if that was a face mask call or a holding call. Is he calling a holding call?
They're
having some discussion here, the referee with one of his crew mates. It's a penalty on Red Oak, but there'd be some question. I'm not sure he grabbed the face mask, Brett. I think he just
he actually grabbed underneath the helmet, and so that's still kind of considered just like a face mask penalty.
So
that
looks to me like a holding call, but nonetheless, it's against Red Oak.
Looks like we got a block below the knee, so like a chop block there. And so we have offsetting penalties. I guess after all that, we're going to do it again.
None of that matters. Scratch all that.
I guess me and Matt tried to sound smart and everything for nothing here.
It's just a do-over, Brett. It's just a simple do-over.
It's like it never happened.
It didn't happen. We're going to erase that from the tape and just carry on here. But, you're right, Brett. Once the helmet comes off, the play is
dead, and that's pretty much at every level there. Just because nobody, gets really seriously hurt.
1st and 10, so we'll have a do-over here. 1st and 10 at the 33 here for the T-Wolves. The game's gotten a little sloppy here in the last 4 or 5 minutes. Shires under center here, takes a snap, gives to Bissell. Bissell picks up a couple yards before he's brought down, so it'll be 2nd and about 8. And I think the T-Wolves are just trying to take as much time off that clock as you can get, Brett. They're taking their time in the huddle and running that run game, because we saw a big pass here in the last series to get them a touchdown, but they're in no hurry here in control of this game.
No, I think they're just ready to play kind of field position football, because at this point the Tigers really haven't showed in the second half that they can consistently move the ball. So might as well just kind of take the air out of the ball here.
2nd and 7. 2nd and 8 we'll call here for the T-Wolves. Shires at shotgun formation. Takes a snap with the give to Bissell. Nothing there. Play is blown up there by, looks like that's probably Free. I believe that was Free.
Yep, that was Dalton Free. He was able to kind of middle linebacker. He's able to time the snap, pretty much go right over the guard.
We've seen the Tigers get a lot of big plays defensively, but we've seen them give up some big plays tonight. But they've certainly been more flying around the field tonight compared to last week. We've seen a lot of tackle for losses. Just much more attacking type of defensive style from the Tigers tonight.
No, and it looks like what the Tigers need to kind of work on some of their tackling. We need to be tackling a little bit lower. It looks like everything's going up a little bit high, and you kind of worry about that because kind of like with Shire here just a little bit ago, that if there wasn't the chop block, it would have gone against the Tigers. You don't want to be tackling up by the head and risk a penalty.
T-Wolves take the clock down and then call a timeout here. So 1:10 to go. I think we'll just keep it here. You got some scores, Brett?
Yeah, I can go ahead and grab some scores.
Fire up the old scoreboard.
Looks like one of the big games that we had, Riverside versus Trainer. It looks like Trainer has finally broken through and scored. Now it's 7-0 here in the fourth quarter. Woodbine is still all over Lennox, 54-6. That's the third quarter score. Logan Magnolia is now up on HST, 20-13. Looks like Mount Air has tried to score a little bit more, but Mustangs have scored a little bit more than they have. So they're up 41-22 here in the third quarter. Cam and Fremont Mills, defense is still optional. 36-34, Cam is winning.
Traditional 8-man game right there.
And Underwood is now leading Harlan 27-14. And up Lewis Central, North Polk, one of the games of the night. North Polk started strong, but it looks like Lewis Central's come back. They're now leading 28-27 in the third quarter. And Creston has made kind of a comeback against Clarendon there. Now Clarendon's leading 31-29, where Clarinda was leading by 17 earlier, we believe.
Third quarter score there.
Yep, and also all at halftime, St. Albert's is up on Tri-Center 17-13. And we'll probably be ready for a play here, and I can check some of the scores here after the play.
Did we give a Stanton Griswold score?
I will work on that as we speak.
There it is.
Oh, looks like Stanton is now up on Griswold 28-14, and that's a halftime score.
So those are some of the scores around. We'll have complete scores after the game here. So 3rd and 11, Shire's back to pass under pressure. He's going to let it go, looking deep for Bissell. It's going to be incomplete. Ball is short. That brush, I think, put him on his back foot there, and that's why that ball came up short. But he was trying to get Bissell down the middle again. Incomplete. 4th down, Brett, and the T-Wolves will be punting here.
No, and I think that what it's really imperative on the backside of the Tiger defense, they got to be looking for that play. So it's almost like they're too close to the line of scrimmage for that. The safeties are, and so when that's going down, they're trying to play catch-up. They need to probably play a little bit deeper, another 5 yards, so they can really eye that receiver.
Snap to Johnson. Good to see him back out there punting. He gets that one away. It's going to bounce at the Tiger 44. Picked up there on the run by, I believe that's Purdue. And
no, that would be Hudson Fisher.
Fisher out to the 50. Nice play there by Hudson. He kind of fielded that, prevented it from letting it bounce further and got some good positive yardage out of that. So it's the 50 here for the Tigers.
So, yeah, good field position for the Tigers. Hudson was taking a little cue from that baseball career that he has here as well. So able to kind of feel that.
The Fishers are Yankees baseball family. They get that from their grandpa.
Well, we're not all perfect. So,
Grandpa Mick.
And he probably groaned when I said that as well because he loves them Yankees.
Here we go. 1st and 10 at the 50 for the Tigers. Free at quarterback gives to Fisher. Fisher gets 3 or 4 yards down to the 47-yard line.
Looks like the Tigers are really trying to mix it up on offense a little bit, kind of moving Free and Jackson, Purdue at quarterback, just to try to keep the Timberwolves off balance here a little bit. Just try a little something new, see if they can get a spark going. We'll see. Tigers are only going to get probably one more play here before the end of the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, clock is running here. This will probably be the last play of the quarter. It is 2nd and 7 for the Tigers at the T-Wolf 47-yard line. Free at quarterback under center. Just takes the snap, plows forward, picks up, not sure what he picked up, maybe a couple yards there. So it's going to be 3rd, and that will take the clock down here. So that will be 3rd and
looks like 5 yards.
5 here, and we're going to get into the 4th quarter. So at the end of 3, it's Southwest Valley 27, Red Oak 7. We'll be right back.
Two, one.
Back here at Bend the Field, start of the 4th quarter at Southwest Valley 27, Red Oak 7. Matt Davis, Brett Eubank, Aaron West, Timberly Bentley here on the call for this game on week 1 of high school football here in the state of Iowa. Teams all over the state getting their season underway tonight, and it is a great time of year, guys, when football is back. Tigers here are going to have a 3rd and 5. They're at the ball is at the T-Wolf 45-yard line. Free is at quarterback under center. Power I formation. Free with the snap to Fisher. Fisher with the snap. Cuts it outside. Nice tackle there by Greenwald. Boy, he's been all over the field, guys. Greenwald has had a heck of a game for the T-Wolves.
No, I tell you what, the T-Wolves, like I said, I gave it up to them earlier. Their defensive line, they really have been having themselves a game, and those some of those very athletic linebackers for the Timberwolves have really been able to clean up a lot of those outside runs. So it's one of those things the Tigers really got to start negating that defensive line and getting some hats on the linebackers just to see if they can maybe start getting some more explosive plays in the run game.
Greenwald, a 5'11", 180-pound junior running back, defensive back. He's had a heck of a game defensively. I don't have the tackle chart, but he's got a lot of them for T-Wolves tonight. Here we go. 4th down. Tigers going to go for it. Ball's 4th and 7 at the T-Wolves 47. Freeze dropping back, looking to pass under pressure, gets the ball away, and it's going to be intercepted. I believe it was in the hands of Greenwald. He juggled it, and it went to teammate number 14. That would be Hudson Bissell with the interception.
And actually, that isn't that bad of an outcome for the Tigers there, because actually it would have been better for the Timberwolves if he would have dropped the ball, because they would have actually had the ball on their own 45-yard line. But with the interception there, they're going to take over on the own 28.
Brett Eubank with the optimistic view. Only that's a true Iowa State of there, Aaron. Did you see it? That's how in Iowa State. That's how we
absolutely
finding optimism out of a negative play. Classic Cyclone.
Absolutely.
Classic Cyclone.
I got a lot of years of experience.
Here we go. 1st and 10 for the T-Wolves at the 27-yard line. Shires with a give to Bissell, I believe. Not much there. Maybe a couple yards. Brought down there by a host of Tigers.
No, it looks like the Timberwolves really aren't looking to do anything too fancy. The Tigers are kind of blitzing up there, but for the Timberwolves, it's just kind of they're just taking their time here. They know they're up by 20 here, and their defense has been playing pretty well. So, like I said, they're just trying to slow down the game, just try to play a little keep away from the Tigers here.
Heaton Jones and Oliver Dykes have been doing a good job there, stuffing that run for the most part there in that middle line tonight. Most of the T-Wolves plays have come on the wide side. So here we go, 2nd and 8. T-Wolves are going to go 2 receivers each side. Single back set here, Shires. So they're opening it up here. Shires dropping back now. Under pressure, gets the ball way down the middle of the field, looking for Bissell. Incomplete there. And, boy, if the ball, again, the rush saved the Tigers there. The pass rush got the pass way before, but Tigers need to get a little closure on that wide receivers. Their whistles busting open most plays.
No, especially when they're sitting there. I mean, they're just playing man coverage when they're doing that. Those 4 wides there, but it's really imperative for those guys in the middle there, kind of playing those deep safeties. They really need to get some depth on that.
3rd and 8 here for T-Wolves. 10-13 to go in the game. Again, T-Wolves go 2 receivers each side, single back. Shires in shotgun formation, takes a snap, dropping back, looking to pass it away. Over the middle, good catch there by Bissell. Crosses the 50, inside the 39-yard line, so he pushed out of bounds there. Boy, nice play, and we got a flag late on that. I believe it's going to be a push on the Tigers out of bounds. That's going to tack on 15. Nice crossing pattern there by Bissell.
Though I don't really see, it looked like he was just got his hands on him and was actually trying to stop him there. So that one's kind of puzzling to me there. But pretty much what the receivers did, they just kind of ran crossing routes with each other on each side, and the Tiger defenders kind of got tripped up on the cross there. But it looks like they are going to call a late hit out of bounds on the Tigers. It's kind of one of those plays that I don't think that one was really warranted there. So kind of, after another 15-yard penalty, it looks like the Timberwolves are here in business down at the Tiger, it looks like 24-yard line.
Yeah, so you tack on that 15, that's about a 50-yard play there. T-Wolves down to the 24-yard line. The Tigers here knocking on the door again. 3 receivers wide side. Shires with the give to Mendenhall, and he's going to fight for yardage up the middle, get down about to 21. And tackled there by a host of Tigers, including Roby and I believe Oliver Dykes.
Yep, was under there, but still, just kind of burning the clock, even though it's only a gain of 1 there. So for the Tigers, right now the Timberwolves are just willing to kind of burn a lot of that clock up there. But, coming into the game, it was all about Timberwolves running the ball, and it looks like they've really made a lot of their hay tonight, on the big plays in the pass game.
2nd and 8 here for the T-Wolves at the Tiger 24-yard line. T-Wolves trying to punch the ball in the end zone here. Shires now with the snap, rolls left. Got a convoy out there, backs inside, picks up some yards. It's going to be short of the first down, though. It's going to be 3rd and we'll call it maybe 3.
Yeah, and it looks
Or actually,
like
excuse me, it's
yeah.
gonna be third
and about
3rd and 3.
Yeah, no, Jackson Purdue was able to kind of come from the backside where it looked like Shire looked like he might have been able to go down further, possibly score, but Purdue was able to kind of catch him from behind to limit the gain.
So 3rd and 3 here, ball at the Tiger 17. T-Wolves in no rush here. Methodically working that play clock each play. T-Wolves, all T-Wolves here. 27 unanswered points so far. Trying to get another touchdown right here. Shire's under center. Takes a snap. And he's not going to get it there. They just tried to go power up the middle. And, boy, he met I think he met Mr. Hayden Jones in there, Sawyer Purdue. And it's going to be 4th and 1 now. They'll go for it. T-Wolves will go for it here, I'm sure. Shires comes over to get the play call. They're going to let that clock just tick down here. Shires is actually went over to – he's over at the slide and getting the play. They may run this down. Well, no, they're going to send him back out there. I didn't know if they're going to maybe call a timeout here, but he's got the play call now here. He's going to come back in.
My guess probably just quarterback sneak right up the middle, pretty much just like the last play.
They're going to have to hurry up here because they're under 7, under 5. Shires under center here. Watch the fake here with the pass. And we're going to have a delay, or do we get a timeout?
I think we were able to call it.
Well, the flags are flying. Everyone's got their yellow hanky on the
Wait
turf.
a minute here. What do we got here?
While we figure this out, give me 5 seconds.
Okay.
Guys.
Okay. I believe we're back.
What did we figure out?
Well, it looks like we figured out that they actually did call the penalty. We weren't sure if they kind of got the timeout on the side with the side judge able to call that, but
That was a strange setup by South Valley. Shires went all the way over to the sideline and conversed with the coach, and then with about 15 seconds on the clock, trotted back to the huddle, and that just seemed like I thought maybe they were going to burn a timeout, but I think there's just a little bit of a clock mismanagement there. But nonetheless, it's 4th and we'll call it 6 now. So the ball's at the 20. Tiger 20 here. T-Wolves. And we still have some question here between Coach Gray's out here. I think he's questioning something here. He comes out to have a conversation with the referee. I'm not sure what Coach Gray is talking about here.
unless he's talking about the placement of the ball or whether the clock should be running. I'm not sure. I think he just wanted to get some clarification from the white hat there.
The crew is huddling. These guys, you know, I want to tell you, we need more officials in all sports, and these guys are doing a great job. They do a good job. These are men who have other jobs, other occupations, and they come together on Friday night and to try to get everything right when a fast action play. Now we got another flag, so it's been dropped after conversation. We're waiting the signal here. So whatever Coach Gray talked about, we have an illegal substitution. Is that what that is?
Yes, it looks like they might have broke the huddle with 12, and maybe they just didn't get the count right.
Was it the fact that the quarterback went over to the sideline?
No, they maybe they just had one too many players on the field, and they actually counted 12, and when he went in.
So anyway, it's going to be another 5 yards. So this is going to make it fourth and let's call it 11. The ball is back to the 25-yard line. Clock is ticking. 7:25 to go in the game. South Valley still in the huddle. Now they break the huddle. T-Wolves really, like you say, kind of working the clock here. They're going to bring two receivers each side, wide formation, single back set. Shires in shotgun formation. Shires with the ball. Back, lets the pass away over the middle, looking for Bissell. And it's incomplete, broken up there by Faree and Fisher. Tigers make the defense hold. I think T-Wolves wanting a pass interference call there.
Well, I think what the Tigers actually did on defense, instead of leaving everybody out there kind of on their own in the man, they actually dropped a deep safety there, just kind of right there in the middle to kind of muddy everything up there. And so, that was kind of adjustment for the Tigers.
So Red Oak with a good defensive hold there. They'll take over 1st and 10 on the downs over at the 25-yard line. And we'll see if the Tigers can get something going here. Tigers can get some points on the board for in the game. That would be a good way for them to kind of end this game. The team has not scored offensively. This Tigers 7 points coming on a defense, a pick 6. So Let's see if the Tigers can get something going here offensive in this last series of the game for them.
Yeah, looks like we got Dalton Free at quarterback now.
Free with the snap has had problems with the snap. It's ball's on the ground. I think the Tigers recover, or no, maybe not. Seems to be some debate whose ball it is. They're huddling in the middle. Referees are debating. Southwest Valley's pointing that they've got it, and make a call, make a signal.
Second down, so that means Red Oak retained the ball.
Second down. I didn't see a definitive call.
We were all waiting with bated breath to see what would happen with that, and so when he throws the twos up there, second down, we know Red Oak possession was retained. So, and it looks like Purdue's going to go back in there at quarterback.
So 2nd and 10 from the 25. Purdue under center. I formation, receiver each side. Is that Purdue or is that Free?
Purdue.
Purdue. So Purdue with the pitch to Fisher. Fisher's not going to go anywhere. Wrapped up there by a host of T-Wolves. Going to lose some yardage on that. It's going to be 3rd and 13 now. I think fatigue might be playing a little bit of factory here for both teams a little bit. Brett.
Yeah, it just
Still early season.
like I said, and so far this half, Timberwolf defense has been solid. They've been solid all game because the only touchdown the Tigers scored was on the interception. So they've really bottled up the Tiger offense.
Yeah, Tigers here just had a few series where they moved the ball a little bit, but you're right. Mostly this has been controlled by the Southwest Valley defense. Here it is, 3rd and 13 for the Tigers. Power formation. Purdue back, looking, gets the pass away. Intercepted there by Shires. Shires on a return now, 25, 20. He could take it a house to the 10, inside the 5. They're going to pylon him to get in there. There's a flag on the play. They're going to say he's out. They're going to say he's in.
I think they're going to say he went out about the
There is a
1
flag.
or 2 yard line. I think we're actually going to have as a face mask going against the Tigers, unless they're going to call some sort of holding or chop block there against Southwest Valley.
Shire's 2nd interception of the night. He's had a whale of a ball game.
Because I kind of saw both things happen at the same time, but we'll see what they actually call.
The flag is at the 20-yard line. Like you said, I think it
looks like they're calling holding there against the Timberwolves on running back there, so it should be 10 yards back from actually where the penalty.
I think we're batting about 100 on flag calls tonight. I don't think you and I are doing very good with our – we have been –
Well, I would say sometimes it's been a little tough.
I missed a couple, and we just – it's kind of a mystery here. But nonetheless, it's a pickoff interception. Shire's 2nd of the game, and it will be T-Wolf football here at the Tiger 30. Mr. Shires has had himself a heck of a game. Like I said, 2 interceptions. He's got what else he's got? He's got a couple touchdowns, I believe. I'll have to get the stats here on him, but he is doing it all tonight here for the T-Wolves. So here we go, 1st and 10 at the Tiger 30. Shires under center, power I formation, receiver each side. Shires with the snap, with the give to up back. That is number 37. That would be Mindenhall. Not much there.
Yeah, Dalton Faree was able to come from his middle linebacker position for the tackle, only limiting that to about a 1-yard gain for the Timberwolves. But the Timberwolves so far, they look like they're just content to run it up the middle and just really run this clock out. They're kind of content with the score. If they score again, they don't really matter here. It's just all about getting the win. So, yeah, because we only got, looks like at this point, 15 seconds on the play clock here. And now we're just trying to get the play in.
Yeah, Shires runs all the way over to get the play, and now they're under 5 seconds at the 3 seconds, 2 seconds. He gets a snap away. He's going to just keep it and run back outside, and he's going to be brought down by Purdue and a bunch of players there and getting hit pretty roughly there. It's going to be 3rd and 12. The Tigers, Sawyer Purdue, at least 3 tackle for losses tonight.
Yeah, it looks like more like a 3rd and 15 there. But like I said, the Timberwolves are not in a hurry here. They're willing to, burn another 30 seconds, 40 seconds every play just to kind of bring it down. So they'll probably end up going for it on 4th down too, just to probably try to burn more clock.
Yes, Shire's getting the play call here. Now back to the huddle. 3rd and 15. Ball's at the 35 of the Tigers. Line that gets 20. 2 receivers each side. 2 to the short side, 2 to the wide side. Single back. Shires back looking to pass away, going deep, looking for a receiver. Boy, that was well defended. Now they're going to call a flag on that. Boy, I thought from my position that looked like a pretty well defended pass.
Yeah, they just kind of one of those things. The Tigers weren't able to get anybody back. They just kind of stayed in the man because the last time they were successful at that, they actually brought a couple safeties back. But he kind of threw it over on the corner there. It looked like he played the ball pretty well, but the referee kind of from across the field called the pass interference on that. It looks like he threw the flag. So
I thought that was a better defended pass from a pass interference perspective for Tigers than the previous one down here at the goal line last series where I thought the T-Wolves guy was probably – disrupted there before the play, but nonetheless.
Yeah. Well, just know that in high school, it's not an automatic. It's an automatic first down, but it's a 15-yard penalty and not a spot foul.
So it'll be.
So first and 10 there. It looks like from the Tigers' 20-yard line.
So it is a first down. It is a first down.
Yes.
First and 10 from the 20 for the T-Wolves here. 3:36 to go. Shires under center. Tigers blitzing. Give to Bissell. Nothing there. Tigers wrap them up. Tigers been playing this second half, Brett, seems like inside their 40-yard line the entire second half, it seems like.
And I'd like to also see time of possession here because at this point I would say the time of possession, the Timberwolves have probably doubled what the Tigers have had this half.
That game last week, Red Oak had Riverside. They actually had more time in possession than Riverside and double the plays. But the score was obviously much, much different than what the stat sheet would indicate. But, yeah, you're right. Tonight, time of possession is a key factor. 2nd and 9 here for the T-Wolves at the 19. And, again, T-Wolves just doing everything they can to work the clock as much as they can. Tigers here trying to make a stand here. Shires back, give, nothing there. Tackle for loss there. Tigers tackle Bissell. I don't know how many carries Bissell has between Bissell and Shires. Those young men have earned their Gatorade after the game, Brett, because they have taken a lot of hits and they have played well tonight for the T-Wolves.
And absolutely, they're in shape. Nobody had any cramps or anything like that. And we've actually had a pretty clean game as far as injuries go. We've just had the one on the kicker, and he was able to come back after that. So, you always hope for a game to everybody come out healthy. But, they're definitely going to need the hot tub or the ice bath tonight to be able to kind of, because they've played well and they've kind of earned everything they've got tonight.
3rd and 11 at the Tiger 21 here, and T-Wolves take it down. They're going to call timeout here now. They take the clock down to almost 2 minutes. Let's take a quick break. 2 minutes to go in the game. 20. Back at Bend the Field, 27-7 T-Wolves on top of the Tigers. 2 minutes going to game. Brett, update us around the area.
Got some scores. Probably the big game of the night, Riverside and Trainer. They are tied at 7, and they are in their first overtime. So some pretty good teams there from the area. You're having another good night. Logan Magnolia still up on HST, 20-13. Trying to find some other local scores. Tri-Center actually is now up on St. Albert's 20-17. We'll see Shenandoah is up on Mount Air 55-22. That is the fourth quarter score. West Central Valley, who the Tigers will be playing in 2 weeks, is up on Nottoway Valley 38-0. And we do have a Stanton update here. Stanton is now leading Griswold 36-14 there in the third quarter.
The Fighting Grebens are going to go 2-0 on the year. The Fighting Grebens.
And Cam and Fremont Mills are tied at 42 in the third quarter.
Boy, that's a heavy game. Here we go. 3rd and 11. Shires back to pass, looking deep, looking for a receiver in the end zone. It is incomplete. And that will be now 4th down and 11 here. No flag. Good coverage there by the Tigers.
And my guess is that we're going to see the same play because – at this point, why not? You just kind of maybe hope for the flag. And the Tigers need to really make sure they're dropping back into coverage and really playing good defense. Another score we have coming up here, it looks like they've started to come back a little bit. Underwood is now up on Harlan 33-21, and that's a third quarter score. And Glenwood and Atlantic forgot how to play defense. It's 49-35 in the third quarter.
That would be Glenwood over Atlantic.
Glenwood, excuse me.
Here we go, 4th and 11. Shires back to pass. Blitz coming on, rolling right, under pressure, gets the ball away, looking in the end zone. Bissell catches it inside. Nice play. Touchdown. Boy, Bissell went up in the crowd. He wanted the ball, Brett. He went after the ball, and he got it, and then he tiptoed inside the pylon on a 4th down conversion. 30, actually probably almost a 40-yard pass from where Shires threw that. Great play there by Shires to Bissell.
No, Tigers did have some pressure, kind of forced him to roll out, and he threw that ball way up there. But I think, unfortunately for the Tiger defenders, just kind of lost the ball. Sometimes when it's up that high, you got to kind of turn your head and find the ball, and we just didn't find the ball. Ball was able to drop and in for the touchdown.
Yeah, I think one of the point of emphasis of the Tigers is both defense and offensively, go fight for that ball in the air. Here we go, extra point here for Johnson. He's going to boot it through. And with under 2 minutes going to game, and we got a flag, 35-7. Let's hold it here and see what I think it's something after the play, I'm thinking. Referee crew is going to converge here and discuss and
looks like it might
assess.
be something against the Timberwolves that they're kind of talking to the Tiger defenders.
I think they're debating whether they want to go to Casey's or possibly another place further after game meal here. I'm not sure.
They're talking to.
Let's go ahead and take a break.
One.
Back here is a roughing the kicker call.
I think they decided Pizza Ranch.
Oh, they decided Pizza Ranch?
Pizza Ranch, yeah.
Okay.
You call it in.
Okay.
They'll pick it up afterwards. That's what the.
So now we might see an onside kick. I would not think you would do an onside kick up 34-7 with a minute 45 to go here, but we've seen stranger things. But the T-Wolves will kick off the Tigers 45 here with that roughing the kicker call. As we're trying to get this game across the finish line, folks. We've had kind of a sloppy last fourth quarter here for both teams, the penalties and turnovers and what have you. So we're inside 2 minutes here. T-Wolves look like they will just boot it away into the end zone, and the Tigers will take 1st and 10 at their 20. And we got another flag here with another penalty. And we've seen several, Brett, these calls where they're away from the ball skirmishes, I guess the best way to say, going on after the play ends. I think it's maybe players not aware of what's going on the other side of the field, and they're continuing their tackle, their blocking, or whatever. But this is going to be a penalty, I think.
Yeah, we're getting just some frustration and probably a little bit on the Tigers not really liking what the outcome is. And you kind of beat on each other for an entire game, and sometimes you get a little ornery. I guess some are ready for wrestling season to start already. So we'll kind of see which way this goes here.
I think at this point, guys, unless it's an egregious violation of the rules, we're just going to let things go. What do you think about that?
Well, I think unfortunately when a scrum breaks out, you got to call something here. But,
2-point takedown or 3-point takedown.
Yeah, 3-point there. You got to get it right here. And, they made that change here a couple years ago. I'm really happy for that change.
Here, I'm not sure what the debate is here.
I am unsure as well.
They're going to decline
But it looks like
it
looks like it is going to go against the Tigers, maybe?
I think
they're calling a...
One thing I would say, the thing that I look for refereeing crew, Brett, is that you're going to miss some calls. You can't expect to. But one thing I look for is a refereeing crew that can move the game in a good pace. They get their calls. They get them marked off. They get the ball spotted. They get it going quickly. That's a thing that I look for all referee crews. Here we go. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Purdue with the give. And Fisher Not much there. Brought down there by number 4 for the T-Wolves, Carter Victor, a freshman. He's all fired up after that tackle there.
Yeah, and it looks like Timberwolves pretty much have their backups in. A lot of their starters are already off the field there. So, they don't want to risk any injury here. And it looks like, they're going to be pretty happy with the start of their season here at 2-0.
Yeah, we'll get the Coach Graham assuming out the game, but I think that if you're looking for something to Tigers, I think they took a step forward defensively tonight. But I know the scoreboard shows 34 points on the board, but I thought the Tigers showed some stuff defensively tonight that was vastly improved from last week. Here we go, for 2nd and 11 for the Tigers. Purdue at the 20-yard line. The pitch to Free. Free cuts back inside, got some good yardage there. Out about the 25-yard line. And the Tigers have had some offensive series as well. So we've seen them move the ball a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like we're only at about 45 seconds here left in the game. So probably Tigers, depending on how ambitious they want to get here with the play calling, will probably just take their time with this play call, let it run within about 25 seconds here, just run one more play and probably go ahead and call it.
Closing in on the game here. Tigers with one more play. And it will be Purdue in shotgun formation. I-back formation. Purdue takes a snap. Going to run it up the right side. He's got some yards. Picks up the first down. Gets out of bounds. And I think the clock will stop. So he picks up the first down. Good yardage there. Nice play by Jackson. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 35. And I think once they set the chains, they'll run the clock. And I think that's still probably going to be it. Unless.
No, he ran out of bounds. So it'll go ahead and.
So they'll get a playoff here.
They'll get another playoff here, and we'll see if we'll just kind of call it from there.
We'll have all the scores from other games. We'll have some interviews. Hopefully Coach Gray and a player after games will stick around. We'll be on YouTube with that and on the radio, so stick around post-game for that. Tigers down here to the last play of the game. Jackson Purdue at quarterback. And he'll take the snap, and he will give to, I believe, Fisher Free. Not much there. He's brought down. That will be it. The clock shows 0. The game's over. Here at Bend Field on week 1, South Valley Timberwolves continue their dominance over the Tigers. They take the Tigers down 34-7 tonight at Bend Field. We'll be right back after this with your
It's just you.
How's his legs? Check
Welcome
his
back.
legs. There you go. No. Here we go back at Bentonville. Post game, South Valley over Rail 34-7. We got Coach Gray with us. Coach Gray.
Hang on. Let's get Coach
Hang on,
Gray a
let's get him on.
microphone.
Get him in the
we go.
microphone.
There we go.
Coach Gay's got some.
Scoot over there.
There
for
he
you.
is.
Coach Gay's got some good Roanoke Tiger swag gear on. I'm liking that
do.
shorts and this hat. I need to get a hat like that, the white hat. I like that look.
See, I didn't work. He's sticking with the Jordans this week. I went a little bit brighter with the construction orange here, so didn't want to quite match you like we did last week there.
Absolutely.
But Coach, looked like we had some improvements on the defense there. I know, what did you really notice a difference in the team from the game 1 to game 2?
I think when we get into like the first quarter, that energy and effort, it was there last game too, but it was a little bit more prominent.
Oh yeah, we
And
kind of saw
then,
that.
To be honest with you, our offense in that first half was actually moving the ball. Seemed like whenever we got across midfield, we stalled out.
Yeah, it seemed.
and-
What do you think? Was there something to that? Was it just because what I really noticed with what they were doing to us, the Timberwolves, they were pretty much playing 8 guys along
Oh,
the
they
line
were.
of scrimmage.
They were. And blocking assignments. So we're trying to get the corner on them. We knew 75 and I believe it was 54 of their defensive ends.
Yeah,
They play upfield really fast. So our idea was to cut under that.
Yeah.
And we didn't execute that.
No, because it looked like there were some times where we had those lanes were running there,
Yep.
but sometimes either couldn't maybe sustain the blocks long enough, to be able to get there. But I don't know if it made it confusing for the offensive line. We noticed those defensive ends, they swap sides sometimes, and
they
one
did.
times they would put one guy over, then 3 men on the other side of the centers to kind of maybe a little confuse the offensive line a little bit.
Absolutely. There was no lack of effort from Red Oak tonight. We talked about it last week. We talked about it all week in practice. It's about execution.
Absolutely.
And like I told the guys at halftime, once we figure out how to execute our running game, we are going to be a very dangerous team because we got the front line to do it.
Yeah.
We got to do it every play. We can't do it this play, have a great play, then take 2 off.
No, and kind of
And
what
some of that is younger kids.
and kind of we noticed for the most part, especially with the defense, they played well.
They did.
And it was just some of those big over the top plays.
Yep.
When you look at coming in, they ran the ball, 85% of the time.
85.6% of the time when they played Panorama, they ran the ball.
And it looks like the biggest success they had was when they would kind of went 4 wides and just kind of streaked everybody out there and got the big play.
There was one play in particular. We caused a fumble back deep,
Yeah.
and our guys are so excited. Some of them are younger kids. They start celebrating, but the ball's on the ground. So it's
That was the one. That's the one I got freaked out on.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
okay. One of the commentators up here was totally faked out, and
So-
I don't know if some of it is if the players, because the referee throws his bag down,
Right.
and they thought, okay, it's a flag, we just all stop,
right. And
and they were able to pick it up and make, I think a big gain, definitely a first down on that. I think that was the third down
I thought
play.
our blocking overall was better this game than last game, and I attribute that to the sled became their best friend.
I saw that this week when I was going to little kid
And-
practices.
Yep, and it's so frustrating as a coach because we're so close to putting a game together.
Coach, what I saw defensively, you gave some big plays, but you got some big plays
Oh, yeah,
defense. And I thought
absolutely.
Sawyer Purdue was about as disruptive as I saw
Yep.
from a Red Oak defensive end in a long time tonight. So, I saw a more of attacking approach from your defense tonight.
Yeah, and that Coach Johnson had a good game plan. That was our game plan to attack them. Sawyer was a big part of that. That kid, once he flips that switch, it's almost unstoppable.
Yeah. Well, and it looked like we kind of had some issues. Probably just one of those things to clean up. Seems like we were tackling pretty high.
We were.
And
we
it
were.
looked like I thought it was actually when the helmet came off, I thought they kind of called kind of a face mask or
Yep.
whatever, but they just kind of ended up calling a hold and a chop block or something.
Yeah,
And-
it was a chop block on them and a hold on us. And my argument to the official is, what is defensive holding? The only way you get defensive holding is in a pass route.
yeah.
So he had the right yard, the offsetting penalties, just the wrong call.
Gotcha.
And that happens. It's their week 1 too.
Oh yeah,
You know?
and there's a lot of stuff going on,
Oh,
and
yeah, there
and
is.
especially unfortunately towards the end we had a little extracurriculars breaking out on the field
Yeah,
from time to time.
and I don't mind the passion from our boys, but we got to play with passion, but keep it clean.
Yeah.
So like the unsportsmanlike on Sawyer, he's young, he had
Yeah.
a great play, and celebrated over a kid. Now, if he steps off to the side and celebrates, it's not a penalty.
Yeah. And it's just those little things that kind of you get in the heat of the moment there. You
Yep.
made a big play, and, you know, it just
And,
got to
and they're a well-coached team. They do a good job over there. And unfortunately, we will not have a chance to play them again because they're switching over to 8-man next year. So
Oh, they are.
yes.
So, unfortunately for us, they're kind of leaving on a little win streak there against
They
us,
are.
and we're not
They
going to
are.
get a chance to kind of redeem that a little bit here. Well, looking ahead a little bit, next week we have, I believe, HSTW.
Yes.
I believe we checked the score. They were playing Loma tonight, and I think Loma was actually up on them. That might be a final score at this point, but, you know, you're going to have another tough game. Actually, first time going away, correct?
Right. This is
So,
the first time going away.
so kind of different for some of those young kids getting ready for that away game experience.
Now we hit our gauntlet of a season.
Yeah, and I would say, you know, you'd kind of put it out there a little bit, you know, as far as the crowd. I would say you had a pretty good crowd.
Oh, the crowd was
tonight.
awesome.
Students were here kind of in force. The band was here, and that's always that environment that you want for Tiger football.
Absolutely. Red Oak showed up proud tonight in the stands. The only result was we didn't get the result on the scoreboard we wanted, but we did see a lot of good things and a lot of things we're going to correct. But
Well, Coach, I tell you what, I echo Brett what he said. I think much step forward in that defensive end. And also, I will say offensively, it seemed to me like you went more shotgun this week. Last week, you were more in a little bit more shotgun this week.
yeah,
with
we a
Purdue.
little bit of a pistol eye
Yeah.
look just to maybe give Jackson a little bit more room to see.
Yeah.
Because we've got a tall offensive line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jackson's not the tallest kid, so to be able to see over that. So we'll see. We'll watch the tape for next week.
I think he came through healthy. Brett commented, we have yet to see a Red Oak kid go down with cramping or that. So that's a compliment to your
Especially
staff. to
beginning,
get these-
especially week one, you know, the first, you know, week zero,
Yep.
but really the first week. And, you know, it's a little warm out there, but
So Brody Hughes on the sideline, he come up to me and he goes, "Hey, I want to thank all you coaches for the conditioning because I'm not tired." So I just said,
wow, that's a first.
I said,
That's a first. A
Brody,
player
if you're
thinking.
not tired, play a little harder."
absolutely.
But coming from Brody, I can see that. What a great
Yeah,
kid he is.
absolutely. He is a great kid.
Coach, good job tonight. Keep grinding at it, brother.
We
and
will.
we'll keep
We
going,
will.
and we'll see you in week 3. You guys are going to be up in Stewart. No, Avoca. Avoca next
Yeah.
week.
So
Avoca.
I told Coach Bruce, I said, "We'll get this train on the tracks and we're going to be fine."
Keep grinding. Coach, good job.
So thank you. I
sir.
appreciate you guys.
it.
That's Coach Alan Gray, Red Oak Tigers, here at Bend Field tonight, where the T-Wolves defeat the Tigers 34-7 in the Week 1 game. And Brett, just your final thoughts on the game tonight.
Well, final thoughts. You know, we did see the Tigers come out with a lot more energy. You know, it was
They stayed in the game.
and stayed in the game. You know, kind of last week. You know, it seemed like everybody was a little flat, but I would say definitely the Tigers came out with a lot more urgency, especially when they had the interception for the touchdown. You could really see, you know, the Tigers really get into it, you know, really supporting each other. It's good to see them playing with that emotion out there, but, you know, I just think sometimes that emotion, you know, in kind of the wrong direction kind of leads to some mistakes. So definitely a much better effort this week than there was last week. So there is always, you know, signs of growth there.
And tip your hat, South Valley, to their credit, came back, put 3,400 points on the board, and a good team. That Wyatt Shires had a heck of a game, 2 interceptions, multiple touchdowns, Walker Bissell as well, and they're moved to 2-0 on year. So tip your hat to them as well. Let's quickly go through the scoreboard, Brett. We'll get you up there on scores here with what we have.
Yeah, well, a lot of things are going final, but a few are actually still in process here. Stanton is actually up on Griswold now, 42-14. Tri-Center has come back against St. Albert's, 26-23. It looks like ACGC really took it to Panorama, 47-17. Harlan is now up on Underwood, 34-33. They've come back. That game was in the fourth quarter, and they just can't stop scoring. Glenwood is now up on Atlantic, 63-42. That's finally in the fourth quarter. And Clarinda and Creston, a game is really
Holy
broken
cow.
out. They're now in the fourth quarter. Clarinda is up 52-45 on Creston, and I'm sure that game is starting to wind up here pretty quickly. Lewis Central is able to come back in the second half. They now lead 48-33 over North Polk. Fremont Mills is now up on Cam, 48-42. That still says third quarter, so they're probably in the fourth quarter. Hard to say what it is now. Winterset falls to ADM for 40-6. And a final down in Shenandoah. Shenandoah defeats Mount Air 55-22. Trainer, like we had said earlier, probably the game of the night with Riverside. Trainer wins in overtime 13-7. So really good game for as far as that one goes. Red Oak plays next week. Loma is able to defeat HSTW 26-20. Woodbine is able to take care of Lennox 60-20. And West Central Valley defeats Nottoway Valley. West Central Valley is Red Oak's opponent here in 2 weeks. They win 38-0.